Friday, and there's football. I shall call it Football Friday.
Sponsored by Tansky Sawmill Toyota.
Your home for all things football. The Fan. The Common Man and T-Bone you're about to listen to is incredibly stupid. Listener discretion is advised.
I have like 20 pair of sunglasses now, and I put these on for my wife, and she rolled her eyes and left the room. My goal is to disgust her. That's how you know you have a healthy marriage, when you just rip ass in front of the other person and you do stuff just to piss them off. You're either, winning by 100 or you're getting blown out.
Yeah, there's no like close games there, to your point.
No.
Featuring Panama Ted.
I'm a dork and stupid.
Timmy Hall.
I love a good, thin meat.
And a crap ton of random sounds from the internet.
His lower body is ridiculously thick.
You little stupid.
Not on my watch.
My butt's sore. Holler.
I like that laugh.
Welcome to Man and Bone.
Welcome in. Happy Friday to you. No Common Man today. It is a Tool of the Week Friday. And Timmy Hall, appropriately enough, is here. That word too. Hello, Timmy.
Hello, Bone. Hello, Panama Ted. Everybody out there, we got a nice little Friday here. A lot going on. Boy, we just had Ryan Day on the station. That was cool.
That's pretty great, right? I mean, we're home to Buckeyes, so that should be a thing we can pull off. But kudos to Rothman and Ice for getting that interview. Pretty highly sought after. We'll have some clips from that clip.
Oh, yeah.
Coming up.
Some good stuff about the golf cart incident that I hadn't heard yet. He was kind of riffing on it.
Oh, yeah, right?
It was pretty good.
Well,
it was pretty funny.
You know what? That's something I would be curious to know about, because I've heard him talk about almost every other aspect of the game, right? Because they had the post-game interview, then they had the Tuesday morning after interview.
Right. I mean, okay, what are we doing?
I don't know.
I heard he mentioned that in the interview, and I swear there's a little tone there. Had a little bit. And I'm with you, Ryan. I'm with you. What are we doing with a morning after post-game? I didn't even realize it. I came into work that day and Fish said, "Hey, is anybody cutting up this sound?" And I'm like, "The sound from the national championship?" Yes. We were
already cut
all
that
night
up. Yeah.
cutting that stuff up. He's like, "No, this press conference going on right now." And I was like, "What press conference going on right now?" And I went to the internet. I'm like, "They're doing the same thing over again."
I don't know why they did it.
Poor guys, they're tired. They want to go home.
Well, now Ryan Day had a few days to, relax, recover, celebrate, all that. So he joined Rothman and Ice. If you missed that, go check out their podcast. You can go download that wherever you get podcasts. Also, you could just at 3:48 or 3:45, we'll have some of that audio for you. Play that later on in the show. It is Tool of the Week Friday, like I said. You can tweet us your tools at manandbone971, or you can hit up the burner phone, 614-787-3093. Timmy, we are going to talk conference championships. You are wearing your Washington gear. You have Commanders gear on. You have old school LeVar Arrington jersey on there. So we will talk about your Commanders and the Eagles. We will talk about, obviously, the Chiefs and the Bills. Break all that down, 4 o'clock hour.
We don't care about that second game. That one doesn't matter that much.
Yeah.
Care about that first game. NFC Championship.
That's right. Of course that's what you
ready
care
for
about.
that one. Buckeyes celebration at noon. NFC Championship at 3. Hopefully Scary Terry's going to be celebrating about something at about 6:30.
There you go.
And then whoever wants to lose to the Commanders in the Super Bowl, they can find their way there. Whether that wants to be Patrick. I pointed this out the last time that Washington did this. Jim Lachey, who of course we've been blessed to become good friends with him through work. He's a great man, and he was one of the great hogs of that era for Washington. That's what they nicknamed their offensive linemen, for those that don't know, for those that didn't know that nickname. They beat the Detroit Lions in it wasn't the divisional round, it was the NFC Championship. They hung 40 on Detroit, and then in the Super Bowl, they blasted the Bills. Wow. So they've already hung 40 on Detroit.
If the Bills win, it could be history repeating itself.
If the Bills win and Washington wins, they could get a crack at Josh Allen and the Bills. But I mean,
let's not put things.
Who am I kidding? I'm not trying to put the cart ahead of the horse. I'm happy to be here.
Of course.
Excited for Sunday.
All right, so we'll talk about that a little bit later on, 4 o'clock hour. Jackets last night, they lose to Carolina. 5 goals, second period for Carolina. Kind of the undoing for the Jackets because they started out okay.
Had him in the first period, right?
Yeah. Not gonna lie. Yeah, that was
Back-to-backs, though. I mean, come on. It was just nice to see the team.
Am I wrong?
Start hot.
Are they like 0-7 on back-to-backs on the road, or just? I think it's just on the road.
On the road.
Yeah, but
it's tough to do. And those are two great teams that they just ran into. I wouldn't. Honestly, I'm glad that they won one of them.
Yeah, of course. I mean, if you get a split on the road with those two teams, you feel pretty good about.
You do.
But still, every point matters right now. It's a very tight race there for the playoff spot. So we hope for them to kind of get back on the horse after that one. But yeah, not a great performance last night, but that's okay. It's still a young team, and this stuff is going to happen. Also, shout out to the OSU women's basketball team. They played a top 10 team in Maryland and beat them. Came back, had I think like a 15-point deficit they undid. So the women's basketball team, after suffering their first loss of the season, now they're back. They got on the winning streak again, so that's good. Men's hoops back in action Monday night in Iowa. They get the weekend off.
Going to need that one.
Yeah.
Well,
you're going to need some big ones.
You're going to need the one after that on the road at Penn State, too. Like, they do something with this Purdue win. That's my hope for them. Yeah. Do something with this some victory now. Build that mo. Absolutely.
So the news today, Raiders are going to hire, it appears, Pete Carroll to be the franchise's new head coach. 3-year deal, 4th-year team option, according to Adam Schefter. Carroll is 73 years old. He'll turn 74 at the start of the NFL season, September 15th. One of 4 head coaches to have led teams to both a college football national championship and to the Super Bowl. The others are Barry Switzer, Jimmy Johnson, and Jim Harbaugh. Got to a Super Bowl, obviously didn't win it. But I'll tell you what, I'm not surprised that Pete Carroll is getting a look from an NFL team because he has expressed interest. I don't feel like Pete Carroll's ever going to be the guy to get you back to a Super Bowl. Like, I feel that level of coaching for him has passed on. Like, he's moved on from that. Now he's at the level where it's like he can reinvigorate your program. He can probably get you kind of tuned up a little bit to know what you're doing right and wrong. But I feel like Pete Carroll's more like a bridge quarterback to the eventual franchise quarterback,
which is what the Raiders have right now is bridge because they don't have anything. Who is their quarterback? Aiden O'Connell from Purdue?
I think you're right.
Is that their best guy, right? I feel like there was someone.
Gardner Minshew.
Yeah. It's a team of bridge quarterbacks. Yeah. And then to you, I get what you're saying because.
Like, he's still good. I think he'll still be a good coach.
I agree with that.
He'll probably get you to the playoffs here eventually if you give him the right roster and all that. But
it's a lot to predict for anyone to say that you're going to go and win a Super Bowl again, right? Or get back to the Super Bowl. With the way that the tenure ended in Seattle, he doesn't have an up-and-coming quarterback anymore like he did with Russell Wilson and an unbelievable defense. Let's not forget that aspect of what the Seattle Seahawks had there with the 12s and with the Legion of Boom, with Richard Sherman and Cam Chancellor and Earl Thomas. Like, that was a team. And Bobby Wagner in his heyday, who loving him in Washington right now, by the way. But I kind of get what you're saying. I'm not going to expect Pete Carroll to get these guys back to the Super Bowl. They just need to be pointed in the right direction. I think that's what the goal is with this, right?
Yeah,
steady
that's what
the
I mean.
ship, bring back the Raiders, the guys that mean business, the silver and black. We want to hear Autumn Wind playing. That's what we want to think about this football team when they go out there.
Well, like, if you think about it, when the Chiefs hired Andy Reid, right? They hired a guy who had experience. He hadn't won a Super Bowl at that point, but he had gotten the Eagles to the Super Bowl.
And they lost dramatically to the Patriots, right?
Yeah. Right. But that was that game. I think Donovan McNabb was like puking.
T.O. was saying that Donovan was puking. This guy can't hack it. Yeah.
T.O. had like a monster game after coming back from a fractured bone in his leg
maybe
or something.
Like a month rehab or something.
Yeah, something crazy
like that.
Right.
Yeah.
But Andy Reid, when he got hired for that job, was like 53 years old to take over the Chiefs.
Right.
So what I'm saying is, you hire a guy at 53, there's a presumption that he may coach for 10, 15, 20 years if he's really good, right? He could still coach. He's 66 now. He could still coach another 5 or 10 years at least if Andy Reid wanted to.
Looks like I feel like he's been older, 75 right? For the last 20 years. Andy Reid.
That's what I'm saying. Andy Reid has I'm saying when they hired him, it wasn't unreasonable to think a 53-year-old man would want to coach another 10 or 15 years.
No,
and he's in that window. I'm saying with Pete Carroll, like, this is a man who's already 73. If you presume that he's going to take a few years to build this thing, and then maybe you get to the playoffs in a couple years, he's going to be over 75 probably by the time this. How long does he want to coach is my point. I don't know how. It's not that he can't do the job, but that's why I say he's a bridge. He may get you 5 or 6 years, get your organization better, and then you go hire the next coach. Or maybe he gets someone who's like the best coordinator in football, and that guy's ready to be promoted when he's ready to step down. Something like that.
Maybe Josh McDaniels is ready for a switch.
Let's do that again.
What's he been back in New England for 2 days?
Let's give him another shot to be a head coach again.
No, he was already the head coach out here.
Yeah,
We're
right.
going to bring you out here as the OC.
God.
You're looking for a change of scenery. I'm getting a little bored back here in New England.
Yeah. So that's an interesting one. There's also a weird situation in Jacksonville where they've apparently hired a head coach too. We'll talk about that next. It's Man and Bone on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
You should watch out for an accident that's on westbound 70s off-ramp to Town Street, then that's downtown. And we've got an accident that's on southbound 71's off-ramp to 670 on the north side that's causing some delay. This report is sponsored by Rapid Radios. Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage and no subscriptions ever. A great alternative to a mobile phone for your kids. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com now for 60% off and free UPS shipping. Add code RADIO and get an extra 5% off. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Fan Traffic is sponsored by Great Lakes Kia. Take the winning drive to Great Lakes Kia. Great cars, great people. Great Lakes Kia. Visit greatlateskia.com. You're listening to the Mount Carmel Football Injury Report, featuring the latest player injury updates from a fellowship-trained Mount Carmel sports medicine specialist physician, so you know who's in and who's out for this week's games.
Our doctor, as always, is Dr. Brian Galoni. Doc, let's talk injuries. Bill's safety Taylor Rapp has a hip pointer listed as day-to-day. Hip pointer just in general, that's the nerves, right, that causes that type of injury?
You know, T-bone, basically it's a bruised bone. If you put your hands on your hips, usually it's resting on that bone on the side there on your hips. That's where that bruise typically is. You get hit real hard there. You know, on one hand, you think, oh my gosh, it's a bruised hip. Suck it up, get out there and play. But you got to keep in mind that there's a lot of very important core muscles that insert right in that area. And so there's a lot of movement, especially the safety, that's going to be pulling on those muscles in that area. So that could be quite painful. That's why he's day-to-day.
And for the Commanders, we have got offensive lineman Sam Cosme. He's got a torn ACL. Obviously, that ends his season. We talk about injuries late in the year. This is about as late as you can have an injury like a torn ACL. Prognosis for him to make it back in time for the start of next season?
These pro football players, you know, they're just in really good shape, and they tend to recover faster than you and I. You know, if I tore my ACL today, got in pretty quickly, had it surgically repaired, got aggressive with rehab, and nothing went wrong, could I be up and performing at my peak by, say, next August, September? Maybe. Somebody of his caliber should be able to be back and playing by then.
I've always fascinated how they get back quicker, but also their jobs are more strenuous, so you would think that would be a cause for concern, but I guess not, right?
You're talking about a lineman here. You can't imagine how much pressure's on that knee. He's got to be in tip-top shape when he gets back to his job.
Well, we appreciate the info all season long, Doc. We'll do it again hopefully next year, okay?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, T-Bone. Thanks.
That was the Mount Carmel Football Injury Report with T-Bone. Mount Carmel, because of you.
For a limited time at Speedway, get 2 big pizza slices and your favorite Coca-Cola 20-ounce for only $5 with Speedy Rewards. Choose from Classic 3-Cheese, Pepperoni, or Extreme Meat Pizza. Save big with a $5 meal deal with Speedy Rewards. Only at Speedway. Valid through 3/4/25. See app for full terms.
You hungry? You know you are. We got chicken fingers, crunchy, fries are golden crispy, baby. Yo, don't forget about the cane sauce, baby. Ooh, right here's the spot. Hello.
The New Year's celebration has come and gone, but my friends at Germain Honda of Dublin are still offering those great deals. Rich is sticking with rates starting as low as 0% and leases starting from only $249 a month. Test drive the Prologue, the new all-electric SUV from Honda. And how about the very popular CR-V LX all-wheel drive? A 25 lease is only $349 a month for 36 months with $19.99 down. See the dealer for all these amazing details. Germain Honda of Dublin on Sawmill Road, just south of 270.
Oh, hey, a fan show where you can be the star. Sundays at 11, it's the new Fan Call-In Show presented by ESPN Bet at Hollywood Casino Columbus. Your calls, your tweets, your voicemails, your opinions. You can be a homer, a hater, or whatever you want to be. Your family may not listen to you, but we will. The Fan Call-In Show presented by ESPN Bet at Hollywood Casino Columbus. Sundays at 11 on The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Congratulations, Ohio State, national champions. Get to Dick's for a huge selection of officially licensed Ohio State gear, including hats, t-shirts, hoodies, and more for men, women, and kids. New championship merchandise is arriving daily. Shop in-store or online at Dicks.com with free shipping on championship product. We have everything you need to show off your team pride. Every season starts at Dick's.
Hi, I'm Joanna Williams, General Manager at Tansky Sawmill Toyota. Is it time for a new or used car? Visit Tansky Sawmill Toyota on the corner of Sawmill and 161, home of the Tansky Promise, where our salespeople aren't paid on commission. We have a 72-hour exchange policy, and every transaction is upfront and transparent. You can even start the process at home. Visit TanskySawmillToyota.com to start your purchase today and to see all of this month's specials. And when you think Toyota, think Tansky.
Imagine all the things you dream of under one roof. You're thinking of eBay. Fashion, collectibles, car parts, it's all there. Go find the thing that keeps you up at night. eBay, things people love.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Today, mostly cloudy, cold with a high of 22, 11 for the nighttime low tonight. And if your car is filthy dirty, tomorrow on your Saturday is probably the best day to take your car to the car wash because we are dry and we are above freezing with a high of 35. I'm meteorologist Dylan Robichaud with your 10 weather impact forecast on 97.1 The Fan.
ESPN Bet is the official sports book of Common Man and T-Bone. On your phone or in person at Hollywood Casino Columbus. The Fan.
Today's special value is 3 hours of stupid. You're listening to Common Man and T-Bone.
Welcome in. Timmy Hall in today. Common Man with the day off. It is Tool of the Week Friday. You can tweet us your tools at Man and Bone 971. I didn't even get to this when we started the show. Timmy is in now, and he'll be in for the next 2 hours. But coming up at 5 o'clock, we're going to get a little, we're going to actually sub in.
Yeah, that's right.
Timmy's going to go off.
I need some rest.
We are going to bring in, I was going to say we're going to bring in a backup, but really, Tyvis is the starter. You're the backup, if we're honest, right? Tyvis is an NFL player. Now, I don't feel good calling Tyvis Powell a backup to anyone that works here who is not a former football player.
I'm not even a Mariano Rivera. I'm not a Trevor Hoffman. I'm like a guy, I'm a guy that you brought up from the minors because someone is injured.
No, you're an opener.
So that's what. No,
you're an opener.
No.
In baseball now, we have the guy who goes for 2 innings, who's really good, and then they go.
Yeah, I'm a middle reliever.
But you're the opener. Tyvis is the closer. That's fine. But Tyvis Powell will come in from 5 to 6 for an hour with me, and then both of you will be back on the Buckeye Show at 6. Reunited, and it feels so good.
That's the why. If you want to know why we're doing it this way, is because, frankly, I didn't want to do 5 hours in a row. So taking the 5 o'clock hour off. Tyvis comes in.
Timmy didn't want to do 5 hours in a row. He also didn't want to schedule himself off of this show. So he said, I want to be on this show, but I don't want to do the whole thing. Rather than get someone else to do it for 3 hours, he just said, we're going to chop this up.
Correct.
It's good.
Yeah,
I like it.
It's good. It's good. And I like how you chose to wear that shirt today, too.
Oh, my Callis Cowboys shirt?
Yeah, you're wearing a rival T-shirt.
Just wearing a little, just supporting one of my favorite bands. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
They happen to have a shirt that mocks the Dallas Cowboys a little bit because their name is obviously very similar.
So you're actually with me in that you're mocking the Cowboys because it could give off that look that you're kind of for Ted because Ted loves the Cowboys.
That's right, Ted.
Against me because I'm going for Washington.
I'm mocking your team today. Your team that isn't in this playoff at all, and your team you also hate, kind of.
Hey,
yes.
NFC East, baby. NFC East. That's how we do it, right? That's how the SEC does it.
Yeah, baby.
What a bunch of losers the SEC are. Who in their right mind would do that in the NFL, right? I'm never rooting for the Ravens or the Steelers because it's hey, that's good for the AFC North.
Right.
Yeah. Shut up. That's stupid.
I couldn't imagine if it was the Eagles and the Giants going in the NFC Championship game, and I'm just sitting there at the edge of my seat. Oh, I can't wait to see one of them in the Super Bowl. Wow. Division pride. Yay.
That's so
Let's
dumb.
go.
Yeah, I'm rooting for the Bills or the Chiefs all the way here.
Yeah,
no doubt.
I actually appreciate both Ted, but maybe even more so Bodie, because you guys are learning to actually hate your football team more than love them.
Oh, I think
because
they fully figured
because
it
they
out.
don't deserve it. They don't deserve it. The Dallas Cowboys are a total mess.
Well, and they hate the owner, which is where you need to be.
Longest drought now, too. Longest NFC Championship drought. Dallas Cowboys.
Oh, bad.
How can that be?
Can't happen.
By the way, some good news that just popped up. This was just from a few minutes ago. Jay Wimbrow on Twitter, 26 minutes ago, tweeted the following. He said, "Ain't gonna happen. That family is too loyal. Good try, though. No context." Let me give you the context. Jay Wimbrow is the social media manager for South Florida Express. South Florida Express, if you don't know, is the 7-on-7 team. They say on their social media, the number one 7-on-7 football team in America. High school, right? Top players go play 7-on-7 to stay in shape.
Yeah, they're fully branded or sponsored by Adidas too.
They have
guys.
They have like a 10 people listed on their staff page. I mean, like
it's a big
operation,
yeah,
right?
It is.
So that is Jeremiah Smith affiliated with those guys. So Jeremiah Smith obviously getting courted, Ohio State wide receiver getting courted by everyone in college football. Hey, there's rumors. SMU I saw today. SMU is going to get their money in the hat. They got
Pony
a
Express,
billionaire,
baby.
sure.
Yeah.
Well, Jay Wimbrow saying, ain't going to happen. That family is too loyal. Good try, though, with a couple of crying, laughing emojis thrown in for effect. Might not mean anything to you until you see that the official Twitter account for Jeremiah Smith retweeted that with a 100 little emoji on it. So that has led all of the college football world in the last 20 minutes or so to go, oh, Jeremiah Smith locked in staying as a Buckeye, which, if that is true, I don't want to preemptively do this, but all right, there we go. That's great. That's what we need.
You know what? It's just that little bit of internet fodder that can go a long way.
Sure.
Something as simple as Jeremiah Smith tweeting out that emoji, because if I were him, I wouldn't be doing that if I was even interested in sniffing around. Like, he knows he's going to get plenty of money here at Ohio State. Now, I would also say it's probably a fact that someone else out there would be able to top that, because Ohio State has got a lot of players that they got to think about. They've got a lot of guys on their sheet or recruits that they have in mind, and they're going to have to disperse the funds. So I do probably believe that there's a $4.5 million offer, maybe something a little bit higher. I mean, think of what they were saying about Quinn Ewers, what he was going to get out there in the open market. So for him to say that, I think that's a good sign. If I'm Jeremiah Smith and I can make low millions while doing this, you know what you're going to go and get in the NFL. And you know that last year of college football, you're going to probably take out, just like Deion Sanders said about Shador and Travis Hunter, one of the largest injury prevention, insurance policies in history. You're going to get something like that if you're Jeremiah Smith for year 3 at Ohio State. He probably already has it.
Am I wrong? I think we just had a story about that. Teddy, am I wrong?
Travis Hunter and Shador, right?
No. I'm saying
Jeremiah.
I think Jeremiah already secured that. I think they're saying it's one of the largest in the history of college football. So.
Well, that's good. He should. Yeah, he should already have one to protect it against his future earnings.
Absolutely, yeah, as he should be. So the weird story out of Jacksonville. Jacksonville has hired their next head coach. That is Liam Cohen, offensive coordinator currently, not anymore, for Tampa Bay.
He always here.
Yeah, Mr. Cohen is always here. So this is weird because the Jags initially wanted to interview him, and he said, "Don't even call me. I'm not interested in the job." He went back to Tampa and said, "I'm locked in. I'm not interested in any of this." Tampa gave him a raise, made him, I think, the highest paid coordinator in the NFL, and then said he was just pulling his name from all these interview requests. Fine. Well, the Jags then went out and fired Trent Baalke, who is the GM of the team, and suddenly Mr. Cohen was now interested.
Now I want to listen.
Yeah. So
already got my raise, so I'm good there.
This is apparently and this is why I find the timing so interesting, because according to Adam Schefter, his sources told him that all of this decision making happened in like a 2-day span that started with him to decline the interview, and then the contract extension was given, and then the Jags were like, "How about if we fire Trent Baalke?" And they did, and then he's like, "Oh, actually, then I would come over and listen." And now they've hired him. So it seems, I don't want to draw too many conclusions off this, but it does feel like, Timmy, this is a coordinator essentially saying, "I'm not interested in your job." And then the team ownership said, "What if we get rid of the guy who runs the team?" And now they've hired this dude. Maybe it's not related, but how could it not be, right? If you read all that.
I think what I see here, it's interesting the way he operated there. And I bet he probably does feel a little bit bad that he was able to get taken care of a little bit more. I didn't see what the number was, what his raise was made out to be for Tampa. But either way, getting a raise to stay locked in, declining on it. And then something changed, though. It's not like he just changed his mind. Something changed in the situation.
A big change.
A big thing, right. Which I would actually argue, what he was first thinking, what Cohen was first thinking for Cliff Kingsbury in Washington, because people are starting to put him up for head coaching positions too. And when you're saying for someone that's already been there, done that, maybe you might want to stick around in a really, really good situation versus go to a terrible situation where you might fall flat again. Maybe Cohen was thinking about that a little bit, where we kind of have found something here in Tampa. We actually had a lot of injuries late in the season too, and maybe things could have gone better. We did lose that first playoff game, but let's keep going here. But I can see how Jacksonville would want someone who had some experience in helping get that kind of season out of Baker Mayfield. When you're getting to a point with Trevor Lawrence where you got to do something now, or else people are going to start losing. People are already losing faith in him. People are going to have no faith in him if you can't get someone in there that can spark that offense and spark Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah, I don't think it's a bad move. I think you got to do something to try to fix that. They're 4-13 this year.
Terrible team.
I mean, they just fell off a cliff over the last couple years.
He had to go.
Yeah, it made total sense.
Yeah.
But now you find, it does feel a lot like this is a hire made totally to salvage their quarterback situation. And if they don't, then you're going to be in this weird boat, right? Where if they don't fix Trevor Lawrence this year, next year you probably have to go draft a quarterback. Then you're in year 2 of new coach, but year 1 of quarterback. I'm not trying to wish that on them. I'm just saying if it doesn't work out this year, if you don't instantly fix it, then you got a bigger problem on your hands potentially where you're trying to chase it. And this is a guy, by the way, who was a Sean McVay guy, if you don't remember that or know that. So this is someone who obviously his offensive prowess, like he learned from one of the best.
He's not even 40 yet either.
No, it's
his head coaching gig.
We're hiring
39.
I can say now, we're hiring children because I'm older. I'm older than some of these dudes getting hired now. And I'm like, right? You're a youth to me. This is not good. Well, you know music that's cooler than I do. But I thought I was hip and cool, and I'm not anymore.
Well, the thing that will hurt you is when you see that meme that tells you that Danny Glover, when he said, "I'm too old for this blank," he's actually younger than what you are now.
I know.
That Danny Glover in Lethal Weapon was 41 when he was too old for all this stuff.
I hate it. I hate all of it. It's bad. It's
and
also
he's a great whispering actor too.
Home Alone, right? When you find out the mom in Home Alone,
yes.
Why am I blanking on her name?
Catherine O'Hara.
Yeah, she was 36 in that movie, and you're like, what? I'm older than her now? That doesn't make sense.
That's not very old.
She had an adult children in her family. How did that even work? I don't understand.
You're crazy.
All right, come back. Get ready to go to Vegas. Maybe with us. We'll find out. Details next. Man and Bone on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
We've got some slower traffic on westbound 670 between 71 and 3rd Street. And there's a couple minutes slowdown on westbound 70 downtown between the 71 East and West split. This report is sponsored by Rapid Radios. Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. Business owners can keep in touch with up to 200 staff members at one time. Go to rapidradios.com now for up to 60% off and free shipping. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
At Meijer, we work hard to bring more of the good life to your life so you can bring home more perfectly plump and flavorful produce picked for precise freshness, beautifully marbled beyond brag-worthy certified Angus beef, and more must-have money-saving M-Perks rewards. Because saving more on local favorites is good, but bringing home more of what you love in every trip, that's the good life. We do more to make life a good deal better at Meijer.
I'm Rick Reichert. Reichert Ford just wrapped up one of our biggest sales years in our history. So we're celebrating with the January kickoff sales event. And we're dealing. Lease a new 2024 hybrid F-150 for just $599 a month for 36 months. 0 down. Or lease your 2024 Bronco Sport for just $399 a month for 36 months. Also, 0 down. One of the largest Ford inventories in America. Over 1,000 new Fords on the ground and on the way. And it's all on sale. Plus, don't miss our 0 down programs. Available now. No other dealer in Columbus, in Ohio, or the entire country is dealing like this. Period. So let's make 2025 another great year. Start with Reichert Ford's January kickoff sales event at the largest volume Ford dealer in Ohio at Route 33 and Hamilton Road, 2 minutes off 270, and at ReichertFord.com. Based on 2024 Ford report for total new retail sales, Cincinnati region. Leases on approved credit. No security deposit required. Ends 2-3. Come in now.
Get the right car at Reichert. We're dealing.
Common Man and T-Bone is sponsored by the Hinderer Motor Company. We love what moves you. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Your undisputed leader in talking about nothing. This is Man and Bone.
Tool of the Week Friday. You can tweet us at Man and Bone 971. Timmy Hall is in. Common Man is in on Monday. You could get ready to go to Vegas. We're not giving away a trip necessarily, but it was announced today, college football playoffs. They have said that the championship game in 2027 will be in Las Vegas, the Raiders Stadium. What is that, Allegiant?
Allegiant.
Yeah.
Is that a drug?
Allegiant?
Airline?
I think it's an airline.
Okay.
What is that, for back pain? What is Allegiant?
Ozempic?
Yeah, I need to get on if we get in a Ozempic bowl, I'm going. I need to get there. I need one of those. Stick it in my stomach. Let's go. No, but that's so we've got next year is, because remember 2027, that is for the 2026 football season, right?
Yeah.
Just like this year was 2025, but
we're the 2024 national champs.
Who plays?
Yes.
Yeah, it's the same thing as like
keeping it simple like that. That's how we do it. It's
Buckeyes
the season.
won the championship. Yeah,
We were 2002 national champs. We were 2014 national champs. But we're 2024 national champs.
But all the logos say that 2025. They have that says 2025 on the shirt. They've got that little logo with the football in it.
That's dumb.
I know it, but that's what Colin has it. It's 2025.
That's dumb.
That's when it happened.
Why?
Timmy, it's the year when it happened.
No, it's the season that it happened.
Okay. I'm just trying to clarify for everybody. This upcoming season, the 2025 calendar year season that we're about to embark on in 8 months or whatever, that will end in 2026.
Yes.
That game will be played in Miami.
Yeah, Hard Rock or Miami Gardens, Hard Rock Stadium, whatever it is.
Anyway, 2 years from now, the Buckeyes are good and still like winning, which, by the way, that year would be Jeremiah Smith Jr. year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
If they are like winning a national championship again, we'll have to all go to Vegas to watch it, is what I'm saying.
Right.
If they win it next year, we're going to have to go to Miami. It's nice to have, just nice to start thinking about where you might have to go eventually.
I thought, and that's as far out. They just announced Vegas, so they really have not been booking this too far ahead. I feel like in college basketball, I can go on the internet and find like the next 4 Final Fours.
Okay.
Where the sites are. So they're not going too far ahead with this. Well, maybe they have a calculated reason for that so they can pivot.
Also,
go some different places.
That 2026 season, 2027 championship game could be the result of maybe a 12-team playoff, maybe
or a 14,
maybe a 14, maybe a 16. Who knows?
Haven't they already basically told us that they're going to 14?
I mean,
after just like a couple years of the 12,
they've all said like no changes are happening this year to that level. Like they're not going to change anything this offseason to add teams. But 2026 is the first time they can, and everything we've heard seems to indicate they're going to.
Yeah, as they will.
Yeah, so I don't know. I mean, that's fine.
Yeah. Got any like takes on Vegas? Like, do you hate it? Do you hate the idea of all the stuff going out there? And
I've never been to Vegas. Of all my years, I've never gone. I have to go at some point. I want to. Wife and I are actually talking about it because anniversary's coming up this year, 20th anniversary.
Whoa, that's awesome.
We're talking about a flight like out to Vegas to do maybe like the Sphere and maybe see a show or something.
Oh, you want to do some outdoor stuff, don't you? You want to get around.
We drive out. It's like 3 hours to Zion, to like the national park in Utah.
I've been.
And so we want to go do that.
Do the Angels Landing hike. Try not to fall off and kill yourself.
That thing is a monster.
Do that.
Did you do that hike?
Yes, we did.
Look at you.
It's fantastic.
Look at you.
You have like a little like platform at the top with like 3,000-foot drop-offs right around you.
Yeah.
And it was cool. Like
I want to check it out.
I met people from all over the world up there. There was like 7 other people up there. Everyone was from a different country.
There you go. So that's, you know what? Actually, Tito, Jeff Thidoff.
And Tito was there.
Well,
yes. And I tried to push him off, but he was sturdy. Well, he had a low base, low center of gravity.
When Ohio State went out to play Oregon, as we know this year, right? They had the away trip. Didn't go well. But on the way back, Jeff Thidoff was saying he and his wife went out to just watch the game, and then they stayed a couple days to go hiking around because Oregon, of course, there's mountains right around in Portland, right? Not far or Eugene where they were.
Yeah. I've never been to the state of Oregon, and I'm dying to go.
Me either.
Yeah.
But he said he was out on a trail hiking a couple days after the game, and all of a sudden he comes around to Ben, and all he hears is, and it's Tim May. Tim May was
I
also
just laughed just
out
like
there
Stop.
hiking.
No.
And they had like, hey, wait. And they tried to figure out.
Imagine that. You're on a hike. I'm on a hike. Figure that one out. No, he was not.
No, he said they ran into each other on a hike in Oregon after the game. They both had the same idea. They didn't fly out, until a few days later. So they made a little trip out of it.
That's like
nice idea.
Didn't Common Man bump into Paul Keels?
He absolutely did.
In Vermont?
Yes.
That's the most insane thing I quite possibly have ever heard.
Well, and the way Common Man has told that story is that then
he wanted no part of it.
Then Paul then was like, well, now I can't go to Vermont because now I try to get away from you idiots. And now look, here you are.
It wasn't one of those like, oh, hey, good to see you. It's like the Ryan Day when he's on the golf cart to give him the side eye, like, oh, geez.
Speaking
what
of
are we doing?
Paul Keels stories, now this is something that just happened. And we heard this today, so I'll bring this up. Ryan Day was obviously on the air. We're going to have a little Ryan Day for you in the next segment because he was on with Rothman and Ice last hour. We're going to play some of those clips for you. But Ryan Day, after the Cotton Bowl, again, huge win for the program. Buckeyes doing great after that Cotton Bowl victory. On to the national championship game. Beating Texas, that's awesome. Well, apparently when they left, team bus leaves, they head back to the plane, they're gone. Well, the broadcast crew is still around. And as we've understood it.
Because they had a really long post game.
As you do.
Log.
And they don't always all leave at the same time, right? So they're getting all their stuff together. They're getting out of there. Someone came up from the Cotton Bowl to the broadcast team, including Paul, and said, hey, is the football team left? And they're all like, yeah, we think so. It's not really hard, but doesn't look like they're here. They said, oh, well, Coach Day left all of his stuff here. And so apparently.
Coach Day just left his stuff.
The suit that he wore to the game.
The famous jacket. The red, cool-looking jacket.
Yeah, that scarlet and gray kind of pattern jacket that he wears.
Yeah, he's wearing it in like the 70th press conference they made him do the day after.
It was in the locker room. And they had already left. And so apparently Paul Keels, Jim Lachey, Skip Mossick, Eva Bald-Collin, they helped facilitate. Maybe even DR Railsback. I don't know who all was involved.
Maybe they even dry cleaned
They all somehow handled this thing and helped get it back to its appropriate owner, which is Ryan Day. So if you see him wearing that jacket in the future, just know that thing could have been lost to history forever had it not been
for the Learfield boys.
That's right. So Paul Keels
sounds like a movie
his jacket
with River Phoenix. The Learfield boys.
It sounds like a movie I would watch on Netflix right now because I'm watching. I tell you,
it sounds like a lot of the old.
It sounds like a Western. Yeah. I'm watching. Oh, I just flipped on, Timmy, that American Primeval.
Yes, I've heard about that. Is that good?
It's
intense,
violent,
right?
It's violent. It is
a little bit of killing.
A lot of killing.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Well, it's a Western, but it's like 1850s Utah. So you've got
the Golden Spike era.
You've got all the pioneers going out there. You have the natives who live there, and then there's warring things among the Native Americans. U.S. military is out there.
Is Joseph Smith out there causing havoc?
Brigham Young.
He's
in it. They had a clip of him. The Mormons are out there, and they're trying to carve out their land.
He's making his city, Brigham City, up there in northern Utah.
So it's all somewhat historically accurate, and then there's fictional characters in it, but it's like a 6-part miniseries. Watching the first episode, dude gets scalped right in front of him. It's like, okay. It's like
jump right in with a good scalping.
Well, I'm watching this thing and I'm like, this is super violent and it's intense and it's all the camera work is awesome. And I'm like, this feels like The Revenant, the Leo DiCaprio getting mauled by a bear movie, right?
Didn't you and I see The Revenant back when we were banging?
I think we did.
Where it was like a 2-year stretch where we went to the movies together.
We did. We should redo this and have a podcast. Timmy and T-Bone go to the movies, and we'll just review movies.
We saw Leo fight a bear, which was awesome.
We did.
And we saw
Andrea
Daddario.
No, Alexandria.
Whatever.
San Andreas.
The Rock.
Where the hottest woman in the world at the time was The Rock's daughter. And it's like, come on.
Yeah.
I don't know if I believe that.
way too old to be his daughter. But
well, let's be honest. Like The Rock,
great.
The Rock's a very muscular man. I wouldn't consider him like someone that'd say, "Oh yeah, he could produce the hottest woman in the world," like as his offspring, unless the mom is the hottest. Because he's not like that great of a looker. He's just muscular, right? He's not like the most handsome man in the world. Would you say?
The Rock's just he's
he's a good
looking,
he's a good lead actor. But I'm not saying
he's doing what he was born to do.
Yeah,
like this thing that The Rock has found.
Oh,
I could say you were born to do this. You're going to go down as one of the great action stars that we've ever had.
Yeah.
We've ever seen.
Well, apparently the people who did this American Primeval, they like worked with the people who did The Revenant. Like there's a connection to that.
Well, that makes sense because as I'm picturing the beginning of The Revenant with how it's just
crazy.
God, that was an awesome movie, by the way. My
is.
goodness, was The Revenant.
Well, if you like that, go watch
Really
American
good.
Primeval. I've only watched a couple episodes, but I've enjoyed it so far. Very interesting. All right, next, Ryan Day with his suit jacket back in his possession. We will hear some audio from that coming up next. He talked to, almost said Morning Juice.
Rothman and Ice.
Rothman and Ice.
Guys.
Just an hour ago. We'll play you some of that audio next. It's Man and Bone on the Fan.
Fan Traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
You should be aware of an accident that's blocking both shoulders on southbound 71's ramp to eastbound 670 on the north side. Police are on scene, adding to delay. And we've got slower traffic on northbound 71 on the south side between Greenlawn Avenue and 315. This report is sponsored by Rapid Radios. Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies, offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. Perfect for instant contact with an aging parent. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com and you'll get an extra 60% off and free UPS shipping. Add code radio and get an extra 5% off. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Hey, can we talk? It's a new year and I need to move on. We had a great run, but you're old now. So I'm trading you in at Great Lakes Kia.
And new Kias are under $5 a day.
That's less than lunch.
Lease new Kia K4, K5, and Sorrentos. All three under $5 a day at Great Lakes Kia.
That's only $149 a month for 24 months.
Yes, new 25 Kia K5 LXS, K4 LXS, and Sorrento LX. Standard with third row seating. All three under $5 a day.
That Kia Sorrento is hot.
And we've got 0% financing.
But what if I'm not good enough for credit?
If you've got a job, you ride.
Under $5 a day.
Great cars, great people, Great Lakes Kia. GreatLakesKia.com. Want to take it for a test drive?
Oh, he needs to meet my parents first. To qualified buyers, visit GreatLakesKia.com for details.
It may be winter outside, but inside the Ohio Expo Center, it's golf season. The Columbus Golf Show is back for 3 days only. This weekend, save up to 70% on golf equipment, accessories, and apparel, even vacation packages. Test the newest clubs, compete in skills competitions for great prizes, and get a free lesson from a PGA pro. Come tee it up indoors this weekend at the Ohio Expo Center, January 24th, 25th, and 26th. For tickets, go to columbusgolfshow.com.
Bring the thrill of the stadium to your wallet with the Love My Crew checking account from Pathways, the only checking account that rewards you for being a Crew fan. Pathways Financial Credit Union, your true financial partner. Federally insured by NCUA.
For a limited time at Speedway, get 2 big pizza slices and your favorite Coca-Cola 20-ounce for only $5 with Speedy Rewards. Choose from Classic 3 Cheese, Pepperoni, or Extreme Meat Pizza. Save big with a $5 meal deal with Speedy Rewards. Only at Speedway. Valid through 3/4/25. See app for full terms.
After I drop the kids off, I have to run across town for a meeting, hit the gym during lunch. Jake has soccer tonight, and Emily has gymnastics? Oh, did I turn on the crock pot this morning?
With a never-ending to-do list, it's easy to forget something important, like setting up a life insurance plan with Shelter Insurance. Your local Shelter agent can show you how to create a safety net for your family. Don't let life get in the way of what's most important. Visit shelterinsurance.com to learn more. Shelter Life Insurance Company, Columbia, Missouri.
Hey, Ohio, Prime Sports has arrived. The only book where you can lay 108 instead of 110 on all your favorite teams. Football, baseball, basketball, hockey, you name it. Why would you risk more to win the same amount at another sports book? Download the Prime Sports Ohio app or visit our website, primesportsbook.com. Use promo code JUSTSPORTS. Get a welcome bonus up to $100 and be a member of the Prime Sports family.
Terms and conditions apply. Visit website for details. Must be 21 or older and present in Ohio. If you or anyone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Here's a quick listening guide. When something's on the fan, it's on the station you're listening to right now. If I say something's on ESPN Columbus, it's on 1460 AM and the Fan's HD2. When in doubt, stream it on the Fan app. Thank you and good night. Get Eco.
ECO. Aaron, look what I invented.
Jerry, you're wearing a cape.
Get Eco.
ECO. What is it that you promise our customers, Aaron?
We come through for you when you need us to.
Get Eco.
ECO. Do you know who does that, Aaron?
We do?
Superheroes do that, Aaron. Superheroes!
I'm guessing you make capes for everyone?
That's right. Every plumber, electrician, and HVAC technician. But I'm not done, Aaron. I'm not done.
Get Eco.
ECO. Now I'm inventing jetpacks so we can fly to the rescue like proper superheroes. Now say your line again.
We come through for you when you need us to?
No, say it like this. We come through for you when you need us to.
Get Eco.
ECO.
Jerry.
Yeah, Aaron?
How about we put those capes in the closet until you get the jetpacks perfected?
We'll look right when we take flight.
Get Eco.
ECO. Eco. Plumbers, electricians, and HVAC technicians. GetEco.com.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Cosby Heating and Cooling and Bryant, doing whatever it takes to keep you and your home comfortable. The Fan.
Barely famous, incredibly stupid. This is Common Man and T-Bone.
Happy Tool of the Week Friday. You can tweet us your tools at Man and Bone 971. You can also send them to the burner phone 614-787-3093. Timmy Hall is in, and he's got to tell you about PP No Worky.
That's right. I believe the Common Man changed it to Weenus, right?
He did
2025.
Oh, is that all?
Yeah.
I didn't know that was a permanent decision.
I don't know either. You guys know that the man likes our friends at Tri-State Men's Health. I do too. Even my friend Tyvis does as well now. I'm not here to talk about the Weenus content today. I'm here to tell you about their low testosterone treatment plans. I have been on them. They do a lot of good. I needed it because I was feeling that lack of energy that you hear a lot of guys in their 30s or heading towards the big 4-0, which is what I am. I'm a man. I'm 40. So this was starting to affect me, feeling a little bit of that sluggishness, low energy at the end of the day. Maybe the workouts aren't giving you those gains that you always used to see. You got to see the gains. And the other thing is that low libido. Then the other thing comes into play there. But check out my guys at tristatemenshealth.com. You can get on there. You can take a little low T quiz, 10 simple questions. Then when you go for that visit, it's just $99. You get all the stuff, the T and PSA test. If you sign up for the treatment the day of that appointment, then your visit is free. And they got 2 lovely locations right here in town. The one in Hilliard, we could say hi to Fish because he lives right there. And they have a giant glass jar of mints, and they'll let you take all of them if you ask.
That's great.
Yeah. So tell them I sent you. Tri-State Men's Health.
Ryan Day is back after the national championship victory. They arrived a few days ago, obviously, but he spoke with Rothman and Ice. Barely an hour ago. But you know what? We thought if you weren't listening an hour ago, you need to hear some of these quotes. So here they are. Ryan Day was asked about how the last few days have been for him, and he said, well, it's been quite quick. It's been almost a blur.
It's all kind of a blur. You get back to the hotel and you don't even know what time it is, but you just run around adrenaline and you just try to celebrate with your close friends and obviously your family. And that's exactly what we did. And wasn't much sleep the next morning. We had to go to the press conference, myself, Cody, and Will, but we muscled through that, and we've been quickly enjoying the last few days together. We had a great dinner last night as a team. We had the celebration on Sunday, but the next year's not going to wait around, so we're right back to work.
Yeah, that's the reality for any big-time college football coach. Is at least it doesn't sound like he's having the Nick Saban experience where Saban said in the locker room he's calling guys and begging them to come join up with Alabama. I would feel like
dude,
take a day,
relax.
Yeah, I think stop. I think the last 3 hours of the game spoke volumes for you. You can give it a rest till the next day. You can text him on the day after.
Yeah, if you ever had any ideas about the type of obsessiveness it takes.
Yeah.
There it is. If
Absolutely
you're talking about wanting to be one of the legends of the sport and that Nick Saban's winning national championships and 5 minutes later in the locker room, he's trying to work on next year's team. It's like, oh my God.
Well, yeah. And I know that's what the job is as a coach. One of the other things you got to do as a coach is when your team is down, they got to figure out a way to get them back. Obviously with the playoffs now, that changes this dynamic. They, of course, lost to Michigan. Ryan Day was asked on Rothman and Ice about how they responded to that loss.
I think the first thing is that myself, my family, these players, like there's nobody that can put any more pressure on us than we put on ourselves because we care so much. That's just the way it is. And when you go through that, there's all types of disappointment and frustration. But once the dust settles a little bit, you got to realize, okay, so where do we go from here? And the first thing we had to do is address the problems. Get the things fixed that need to get fixed. And, we did that. But it also was an opportunity, I think, for myself to show my family and to show the players life lessons that, and also maybe some fans and people throughout Buckeye Nation that, when things aren't going well, you just got to go back to work and keep fighting and have faith and keep working and keep swinging because, you can be really close to greatness. You just don't know it. And our culture is all about fight. And that's what we did. And it was an opportunity. And then we got a little bit of momentum in that Tennessee game, went out to L.A. in the Rose Bowl and just caught fire and then rode it from there. And it's a great story, and we're going to celebrate it like heck on Sunday.
I mean, that is good thoughts there. I've always said this about Ryan Day.
Yeah, I like it.
I have been critical of him. I have said many, when they lost to Michigan, I was one of the people saying, you got to fire this guy. I don't think he's ever going to win it. I didn't believe. And then he obviously changed my mind, changed a lot of people's minds who felt that way.
I was a skeptic. I didn't go as far as some of you guys did, but I was a skeptic. And what I did say, even going into the title game, I was asked a question. I think it was on Reflogs. It was on Reflogs' show on the Big Play.
Oh man!
And I know big time.
A name
right?
drop. Look at that.
Oh, he's a friend. What's wrong with that?
Sure.
So he asked me about, are you concerned of the tightening up factor as a coach? And I said, yeah, it's a concern.
Well, we all wanted to see
that
it
was
happen.
even after the three. That was even after the 3 wins, knowing that I had been shown a lot. I did believe after the Oregon game, because some people have been saying, when did you know they were going to go on this run? Was the one game against Tennessee enough? I need to see him do it again. But when they beat Oregon that way, that's when I said to myself, okay, I'm actually going to believe in these guys. I'm going to predict that they'll win both of these games by double-digit points. And they wound up doing that. But I still was wondering, if they got into a tight spot, what would happen? And they got into a couple of tight spots, and they still found a way to win.
Well, 2 things I'll say that I've always felt about Ryan Day. One is that I don't dislike the guy as a person. I've always thought he seems like a genuinely good human being. There were some people in Buckeye land who I think felt like because of that, he couldn't ever get over the hump. I never wanted to believe that.
Right.
But obviously, when you see Urban Meyer not exactly known as being warm and fuzzy, and not that Ryan Day is, but there's that different level of kind of being a jerk sometimes that you think, I don't know, is Ryan Day that type of guy?
Right. Watch how Dan Hurley does it in college basketball right now,
But obviously, I don't think one, I don't see every aspect of Ryan Day. We're not in the locker room. There is that level that he can push you to that any player probably needs to be pushed to, and that happens, I'm sure. But also, I'm just saying, Ryan Day seems like a genuinely good guy. I'm glad that a genuinely good guy could come back over all that and prove me wrong, prove a lot of other people wrong, and win the games that he needed to.
Yeah, and that's what
his championship.
And that's what he's talking about too. And the analogy he just throws in there, almost like telling Buckeye Nation, and a lot of those people that he's talking to there are people that just doubted him and wanted him out, and he's still able to say, I hope this. You can think on our story if you're ever going through something in life where you've got to find it in you and just keep going and keep digging and try to push through. That's what it is, right? That's what it's all about. He really was. I mean, I think he was on the brink. If they lost that Tennessee game and this was nothing of a run after the Michigan loss, whether he kept his job or not, that was going to be a brutal entry into the offseason.
Oh, of course.
Just awful. There would have been no good vibes at all. And there would have been it would have been animus in Buckeye Nation, because there would have been a few people still saying, well, look at what his overall record is. He's close. It's just a few of these games. But then there would have been that chorus of he's not winning the big games.
Well,
they had to do this, and they did it.
I think if there was a score line, I think there's a score line that would have had him fired in that Tennessee game. I'm not saying it's a likely one, but if they had lost by 30, right?
Yeah. And that's even right after Ross Bjork.
Yeah.
Going into it after the Michigan loss said oh, he's good. He's great.
But you know what?
And hey, you know what?
The other thing I know about Ryan Day is this. He, unlike a lot of people around him who have made excuses or who have said, hey, who cares what his win-loss record, or who cares what it is against Michigan? He's won all these other games. even when it wasn't going great for him, Ryan Day was never the person to like throw that out there and say, I don't know where these expectations come from.
Correct.
Ryan Day has always been the person who comes back and says, we have to win this game. If we don't, it is like awful. It is not acceptable. So I at least acknowledge that he is one of the, he even said it there. He's like, no one can put more pressure on us than we do on ourselves. So all these fans who think, oh, if you criticize Ryan Day, you're hurting the no, like whether he hears it or not, it doesn't sound like it bothers him. It sounds like he puts that stress on himself more than anybody else.
They do stick to it. And if you don't believe it, just go and rewatch the post-game, the post-game press conference, and then the midweek press conference. I think it was the signing day press conference, which was awkward at the time because they'd lost that game. And yeah, he does not make any excuses for losing that game.
Yeah. Well, if you want to hear more of that interview, you can hear it on Rothman and Ice's podcast. So go check that out, of course. And yeah, good for them for getting that interview. That's great. Take a break, come back. Conference Championship weekend. We'll discuss the two matchups next. It's Man and Bone on the Fan.
Fan Traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
You should watch for an accident that's blocking the center lane and causing delay on westbound 670 at 71. And we've got a couple minutes slowdown on southbound 315 between 670 and Town Street. This report is sponsored by Rapid Radios. Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies, offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. Business owners can keep in touch with up to 200 staff members at one time. Go to rapidradios.com now for up to 60% off and free shipping. I'm Nicole for 97.1. The Fan Traffic.
Fan Traffic is sponsored by Prime Sports. Download the Prime Sports Ohio app today or visit primesportsbook.com and use promo code JUSTSPORTS for a welcome bonus of up to $100.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. I want to tell you about my new obsession, Daisy French Onion Dip. One of my guilty pleasures during football season is eating dip with chips and wings and even veggies while watching the big game. And now Daisy came out with Daisy French Onion Dip and Daisy Ranch Dip. These are a game changer. As good as homemade dip, and they've got real herbs and spices. Ingredients you'd find right in your own kitchen. Next time you're watching a big game, before you do, stop at the store and grab these new Daisy French Onion or Daisy Ranch dips.
Let's get it started.
Lindsay Honda starts this year off by giving you cash for your clunker. Up to $2,500 or $3,500 minimum for any trade. It's Lindsay Honda's Cash for Clunkers. 2025 CRVs and Ridgelines, both $299 a month. That's $299 a month or clunker cash going on now.
The lot is full and the deals are on.
See lindsayhonda.com for program details.
There's a place where mishaps don't mean missing out. Welcome to AAA's The Plus Side, where a AAA Plus membership means that an empty gas tank won't keep you from a full day, where a flat tire doesn't have to deflate your mood, where being locked out doesn't mean you'll be out of luck for long, and where a dead battery can't stop you from being the life of the party.
Looks like you're all set here. Have a good rest of the day.
Because on the plus side, roadside mishaps don't have to ruin your day. With AAA Plus, you're covered with the gold standard in roadside assistance, whenever and wherever you need it. Tire changes, battery swaps, and emergency fuel are just a tap, click, or call away. AAA gets to you faster, and if you need a tow, we'll take you further, anywhere within 100 miles. Become a AAA Plus member today and experience the peace of mind that comes when you live on the plus side. Towing is subject to a 7-day waiting period. Terms and conditions apply. Service is only available from AAA and CAA in North America.
Hey there, friends. Bo Bishop here, and the action is heating up this playoff season at ESPN Bet Sportsbook. Lock in your touchdown picks. Check out trending parlays. Increase your winnings with profit boosts. New customers can get up to $1,500 back in bonus bets if your first bet doesn't win. And unlock 30 days of ESPN Plus. Download the ESPN Bet Sportsbook app. Sign up with the promo code radio to get started today. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details.
It's been a great run. Care Heating and Cooling has achieved goals I could only imagine 30 years ago. But now it's time for the next generation to take over. This is Mike Weens, now the retired founder of Care Heating and Cooling with my sons, Dennis and Ryan.
Dad, as Care grew over the years, you had many opportunities to sell Care to one of the big conglomerates that are buying companies all over Central Ohio. So tell our customers why you decided to keep Care in the family.
After talking about Care's values for over 30 years, I couldn't bear the thought of Care becoming the kind of company I was warning our customers about. I know the two of you will continue to treat our customers as I would, with honesty and integrity.
We will, Dad. In 2024, CARE was awarded a BBB Torch Award for Ethics and was named the Lennox Partner of the Year. You don't earn those awards by leaving cat toys behind.
Call Care Heating and Cooling at 1-800-COOLING or schedule an appointment online at careheatingandcooling.com. When you need a company you can trust.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. Sports Center.
Good afternoon. I'm Buddy Wells. It's championship weekend in the NFL. This Sunday, we'll see a pair of teams clinch their spots in Super Bowl 59. First up, the Commanders and Eagles meet one another in Philadelphia for the NFC title game. Kickoff is at 3. After that, it's the Chiefs and Bills from Kansas City in the AFC title game. That one will kick off at 6:30. Off the field, we had another pair of head coaching vacancies get filled today. The Jacksonville Jaguars are set to hire Tampa Bay offensive coordinator Liam Cohen as their new guy. And in Las Vegas, the Raiders are bringing in Pete Carroll to take over the black and silver. With those two positions being filled, now only the Saints and Cowboys remain as teams looking for their next head coach. In hockey, the Jackets fell to the Canes in Carolina last night by a final of 7-4. The CBJ will be back on home ice tomorrow night as they host the LA Kings. Face-off at Nationwide Arena is at 7. And in the NBA tonight, the Cavaliers are in Philadelphia to take on the 76ers. Tip-off is at 7. Breaking sports news. When it happens on The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Have you already started your tailgate? Us too. It's Football Friday.
Sponsored by Tansky's Sawmill Toyota.
Your home of the Buckeyes, The Fan. Murdering brain cells, one show at a time. Back to Man and Bone.
Timmy Hall is in. Common Man is out today. He'll be back Monday. We've got Tool of the Week coming up 5:34. You can tweet us your tools now. I don't know why I said 5:34. It's 5:30. Just tweet us your tools at Man and Bone 971. Text them to the burner phone 614-787-3093. Timmy Hall is obviously very excited about his Washington Commanders.
Oh, baby. I haven't been, since I've been alive, or certainly an adult, I got some enjoyment out of their Super Bowl win because it's an early sports memory for me. But I was a kid. I was 8, 9 years old when they won that. Since then, I have not been as excited for my pro football team. So my entire life, basically, I've been this excited.
Right. That's understandable. It's been a long time for the Commanders, the Washington franchise, right? And you've got all your gear going back through the years. You've been wardrobe changing like every single segment. I love this.
Really?
I mean, I've noticed it. I don't know if anybody else has.
Have I?
Yes.
Okay.
I think you know what you're doing.
Well,
and you're proud of it. And that's fine. It's fine.
Just doing whatever I can to support the team.
Well,
you're trying to play my small part. Just show some support.
Got to have all your gear out there.
Let's go.
What do you think you're going to wear on Sunday when they actually play? What's the gear move going to be? Are you going to throw that Arrington jersey back on?
That's a good question.
I mean, you have to think you've got all this gear. You got to pick the right combo. You don't want to go jinxing your team with the wrong stuff on, right?
I am going to have to go back and see what I wore for the Detroit Lions game. Because you know what? When
go run back the home security footage and see what you had on.
I'm going to have to see what I had on. I want to say I've been wearing these stupidest pants around the house. Are you a pajama pant guy? Like, do you wear like the fleece pants with your home wear?
What are you
into?
If I need it, I'll wear a sweatpant. I'm usually a shorts guy at home. I'm usually just wearing like basketball shorts and then like a hoodie.
That.
That's usually where I'm at.
I'll do that a little bit too. I'll do the basketball shorts with a hoodie. That's a look that I go with too. But my wife gave me these stupid pants for Christmas, and they wound up being really comfortable. They have my cat's head all over them. Nice. So there's these websites you can go to where you can put like the picture of your dog's face or your cat face. So they're like red and holiday themed, and they have Twizzler's face all over them. So I was wearing those, and I think just one of the plain black T-shirts.
Okay.
So I wasn't even in gear. I'm not so concerned about wearing the team gear when you're in your home.
Oh, I see.
It's more of a thing I wear to just throw in everyone's face when I come to work.
Okay.
So you guys can know.
That's fascinating. Teddy, I'm curious. You like big game for your team, Cowboys. You're sitting there. Let's say they were in a Super Bowl. Are you throwing on? Do you have to have some Cowboys gear on, or are you just like, it doesn't matter. That's stupid.
No, if my team's playing in the Super Bowl, I'm having at that time of the year would be, a hoodie, and I would have like a hat on as well.
Right.
And I'd be locked in that way, yes.
Your Cowboys thong you'd be wearing underneath,
Yes.
right? Just to make sure
Yeah.
everything,
Yeah.
every nook and cranny, Teddy, you
Yeah.
got to be prepared. That's right.
Got to have that, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, see, that's good. I tend to, if I know my team's playing, even if I'm at home,
You got a
I'm
shirt.
throwing
You
the
got
gear
something on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course. If
I
I
mean,
can.
I actually got the Commander's jacket, the new one. That was a Christmas gift from Tyvis. So he got that one for me. And the only actual Commanders things I have, it's not that much. It's still trying to build it up. I mean, they've only been that team for 2 years. I got the hat that you've seen and the jacket, and I think a golf shirt.
That's it.
That's it.
You have that like quarter zip thing, don't you? Don't you have that? Don't you have
I've
like
got like a T-shirt hoodie, but that's a Washington football team.
Oh, that's right.
I wanted to get something that was because I didn't know how long that was going to last. The WFT, so I got
not the WTF,
not the WTF, or the WFT,
not the GTH.
Exactly. Too hot.
That's right, Ted. Yeah, so that's all good. I like it. Well, your team is playing first, 3:00 on Fox. Commanders taking on the Eagles. I am not saying this just because you're sitting next to me. I am not saying this because I'm trying to be contrarian or whatever. I mean, the Eagles are 6-point favorite. It's not, they're at home and they're a 6-point favorite, and they are I would say on paper, better team.
I agree.
I feel like, especially with the Hurts injury and how we don't know how good he's going to be, I think the Commanders could have the advantage when it comes to who is slinging the rock for your team.
This is a team, obviously Washington just was able to beat the Philadelphia Eagles, albeit this was a 36-33 final score, so a lot of points flying up off the scoreboard, and Hurts was out of that game.
Right.
He got knocked out, and you got to play a lot of Kenny Pickett, and Kenny Pickett, I think threw 24 passes in that game or something, picked him off once, but still it took everything in you. Had to have a 22-point fourth quarter to beat those guys by a field goal, but it was a huge win at the time, obviously with Washington winning 12 games. So, yeah, like I would expect Philadelphia would win this football game. I'm going into this the same way I was against the Detroit Lions. It's football. That's why they play the games. We're a step away from going to the Super Bowl.
No,
anything can happen here.
Your Commanders are so far ahead of schedule.
Exactly.
But
that's
yet
what
also,
it is.
They are here.
Right.
It's like
what
your
the
team gets
Bengals
there,
were dealing with.
Yeah.
You might be ahead of schedule. You're here now. A lot of people would say, have fun having your only run to the Super Bowl under Joe Burrow. A lot of people were saying that about him, and look how they've been organizationally since. Like, they've got some panic, I would say, to make sure that they get this thing going next year. Cincy now.
Yeah.
Washington is year one of this new ownership, which you can't even control. You can't buy or hire new ownership.
Nope.
That just, you have to get lucky that the poison is forced to sell, and then you get the right guy with the right group around him. Then you get the GM, you get the head coach, you get the quarterback. Those four things, that is a huge thing, and they got that.
Can I tell you, because I think the Commanders can win this game, but I would say at least, like I said yesterday on Degenerate T-Bone, just take the points. Like, if you're take the points with the Commanders if you're wagering this, because I actually think they can pull off the upset. But the Eagles are a great team, and I can understand why there would be apprehension about just picking them straight up to win. But I think that's going to be the better game. I don't mean this in a bad way, because the Bills-Chiefs game, everyone is saying, oh, that's going to be Josh Allen and Pat Mahomes and these two teams again. They're squaring off. They've played so many times. I got to tell you, I feel like this is not the better game. And the reason is not because I don't think it will be a close score.
Yeah.
I think it could come down to the final play and the final drive, and the Bills could be leading, and all that stuff is true. But I feel like, does anyone in America genuinely believe the Bills are winning this game until you see it happen?
No.
Right? Like, if I said, you have to, your mortgage is paid off, your school loans are paid off, the biggest expense you have in your life is paid off.
Yeah.
And you can tell me all you want about the stats with the Bills. You can tell me all the things that they've done well this year. Until I see them knock off the Chiefs in a playoff game.
At Arrowhead.
I don't believe it.
At Arrowhead?
Right, at
Good
Arrowhead.
luck.
Right. So
good luck.
I believe the Bills are better. I believe the Bills should win this game. I believe the Bills will have the lead late in this game. And I think there will come a moment where Pat Mahomes will get the ball with a minute and a half to go, and everyone will poo down their leg for the Bills, and they will, and Pat Mahomes will be Pat Mahomes, and they'll find a way to win this game. So until they prove me wrong, I'm going with that.
I am just sad that we don't get to hear our boy Chris Collinsworth. I tell you what, guys. I mean, on one side you got Patrick Mahomes, and here's this guy.
That was a dong.
Yeah,
Josh Allen. I tell you what he's done for Buffalo.
He loves him some Pat Mahomes.
He would just have a QB. You know what? Watching those guys.
Sort of much more erect.
That's right. Yeah, you're right. We're missing out on that.
Josh Allen and Mahomes sharing the field of battle together.
Well, like I said, it could come down and be like a 1-point game, which would be an excellent game. But let me just philosophically ask this question. If we already know the outcome of a game, does it matter if it is like back and forth and there's 8 lead changes when you already know the end of the game? And what I'm saying is until they prove to me that they can win this type of game, I believe this ending is inevitable. The Chiefs are going to win. Bills are going to lose. So it doesn't matter.
But that's what makes it so dramatic.
Until they don't.
Think
at the end of this thing,
one of these times the Chiefs are going to get knocked off. That's how sports goes.
Right. And
they're going to lose.
This feels like Charlie Brown running up to kick the football. The Bills are kicking, they're running.
And then your boy Harrison Butker finds a way to kick it through the uprights either way.
What a franchise. The Bills had to deal with all those years of the Dallas Cowboys with like, no, this time we'll get him in the Super. Or like, it wasn't just the Cowboys, but
Washington, we got him.
Yeah, right. But they had 4 Super Bowls they went to in a row?
4 straight. Washington, Dallas, and San Fran,
I think they played the Giants in one of them.
Giants. Yep, you're right. Giants.
Maybe
Washington
Giants. And I feel
the
like
whole NFC East had their way with them.
Yeah. But I'm just saying, like, they had that, and then now they finally get back up to where they can do this again, and now it's like, oh, every year you have to get to
You can't even get to the Super Bowl. Yeah, you can't even, you're this good, you can't even get there. You can't even really sniff it yet because of the Chiefs.
I'm rooting for Buffalo. 1, because I just want to see someone knock off the Chiefs, and 2, because the legends of hardcore, Every Time I Die, a.k.a. now Better Lovers, from Buffalo. My guys, great band. So I'm rooting for them because of that.
They must
make them happy.
They must throw some people through
They're
tables.
screaming. Actually, one of their guys, wrestler. Like one of the guys who was a guitarist for Every Time I Die, like is a pro wrestler.
So he really could do a table jump.
Oh, yeah, he has.
That's like right. in the thing.
Yep. Next up, we're going to try one of the weirdest things we've ever had. Skyline ice cream. Because it's Fat Boy Food. Tip! Next, Man and Bone on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
You're looking at a 10-minute slowdown on southbound 71 on the north side between 17th Avenue and 5th Avenue. And keep an eye out for a disabled vehicle that's on the right shoulder of westbound 70 on the west side at West Broad Street. This report is sponsored by Staples Stores. Your local Staples has hot deals and super low prices throughout the store on everything for your business. And right now at Staples, save up to $175 off your print order. Exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/print for details. Ends 2/1. Plus, save even more with the Easy Rewards program at Staples. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Hey, Ohio, Prime Sports has arrived. The only book where you can lay 108 instead of 110 on all your favorite teams. Football, baseball, basketball, hockey, you name it. Why would you risk more to win the same amount at another sports book? Download the Prime Sports Ohio app or visit our website, primesportsbook.com. Use promo code JUSTSPORTS. Get a welcome bonus up to $100 and be a member of the Prime Sports family.
Terms and conditions apply. Visit website for details. Must be 21 or older and present in Ohio. If you or anyone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
There's a lot on the line in a divorce. Your home, savings, retirement, maybe even kids. So when you find yourself facing divorce and the unexpected directions it can take, you really need a partner you can count on. I'm Rick Julius, a partner at Cordell & Cordell. We're committed to helping protect your personal interests and the life you've built. Don't let divorce take more than it has to. Talk to us today.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Columbus area attorneys. 10 West Broad Street, Suite 1550, Columbus, Ohio, 43215. CordellCordell.com.
Everyone deserves a fast and reliable connection. One that helps better their everyday through the things they value most. Friends and family, education and career. A connection that opens pathways to opportunity and builds roads to a better future. At Spectrum, we're committed to delivering just that every single day. Because with the right connection, anything is possible. That's Life Unlimited. That's Spectrum.
Love
me introduce y'all to my canes. We got chicken fingers. They hit the spot, baby. Fries are golden crispy, Texas toast crunchy, and they cane sauce creamy rich. One love.
Looking to sell your home? Don't pay 6% commission. Call my guys at Sell for 1% Realtors. They're full service, not a do-it-yourself kind of thing. On average, customers save over $10,000. Give them a call, 614-451-6616. That's 451-6616.
Incarceration, America's rock, metal, and tattoo festival with Slipknot. Falling in Reverse. Five-Finger Death Punch. Plus, Marilyn Manson, 3 Days Grace, Beartooth, Knocked Loose, Lamb of God, Parkway Drive, I Prevail, In This Moment, and so many more. Report to the Ohio State Reformatory on July 18th through 20th, 2025 to face your sentencing. 3 days of rock, tattoos, and the return of the Haunted Blood Prison. Passes for Incarceration are on sale now at incarceration.com. Zombified.
Congratulations, Ohio State, national champions! Get to Dick's for a huge selection of officially licensed Ohio State gear, including hats, t-shirts, hoodies, and more for men, women, and kids. New championship merchandise is arriving daily. Shop in-store or online at Dicks.com with free shipping on championship product. We have everything you need to show off your team pride. Every season starts at Dick's.
Bishop and Friends. My wife jumped onto the couch and was bouncing. Bootsy and Beamsy and NBC sprinting around like maniacs.
Bishop and Friends, sponsored by Diamond Seller.
Weekdays from 9 to noon on The Fan.
Hey, folks, it's game day, and the betting's going to be intense, Drew.
You said it, Dave, but a good pregame routine keeps betting responsible.
That's right. You got to pause before you play.
Good call. Sports betting is hot, but it can be risky.
And pausing to set limits is an all-star move.
That's right, Dave. If you bet on sports, pause before you play to set limits, recognize the risks, and know when to stop.
Learn more at pausebeforeyouplay.org.
Hi, I'm Joanna Williams, General Manager at Tansky Sawmill Toyota. Is it time for a new or used car? Visit Tansky Sawmill Toyota on the corner of Sawmill and 161, home of the Tansky Promise, where our salespeople aren't paid on commission. We have a 72-hour exchange policy, and every transaction is upfront and transparent. You can even start the process at home. Visit TanskySawmillToyota.com to start your purchase today and to see all of this month's specials. And when you think Toyota, think Tansky.
Hair Volume is the best-selling hair tablet in the world and one of many award-winning natural hair products from New Nordic.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Hey there, Central Ohio. I'm 10 Weather Impact meteorologist Michael Behrens of your latest forecast. As we head through this evening, a few clouds hang around, but other than that, temperatures get cold, dropping down to 11. As we head into Saturday, we'll be above freezing, mid-30s with partly to mostly cloudy skies. We'll see temperatures in the 30s again, partly to mostly cloudy Sunday with sunshine and another warm-up as we head into next week. Look for temperatures that'll be in the 40s by the midweek. That's your latest 10 Weather Impact forecast. I'm meteorologist Michael Behrens on 97.1 The Fan.
ESPN Bet is the official sports book of Common Man and T-Bone. On your phone or in person at Hollywood Casino Columbus. The Fan.
The dumb is strong with this show. You're listening to Man and Bone.
Common Man and T-Bone brought to you by the Hinderer Motor Company right here on The Fan. Tool of the Week is coming up in not mere moments, like an hour and 10 minutes away. You can still get those in at Man and Bone 971 if you'd like. We would like you to do so. You can also tweet you can text the burner phone 614-787-3093. Timmy Hall is in for the next 40 minutes, and then Tyvis Powell stops in, and he's going to fill out the rest of the hour as both of them host the Buckeye Show, Timmy and Tyvis, tonight at 6. But to give Timmy a little bit of a break, since he's doing, like 5, it could be 5 hours of radio, we're going to break it back down to a manageable 4. With an hour break in between.
Just wanted to make sure that I was still working harder than Tyvis tonight.
Well, we know
today.
Yeah, that's a big deal for him, a big deal for you.
Mm-hmm.
That's good.
We'll see what he has to say about that.
I'm very excited about this episode of our Fat Boy Food Tip because this is a new type of food product. I literally saw a press release about this today, And then this afternoon, it was in our offices to try. So here we go. Fat Boy Food Tip. Let's do it.
Common Man and T-Bone have very little value unless they're telling you about all the crap they can shove in your mouth so you can die quicker. It's time for Fat Boy Food Tip. Wait, how do you want me to say it? Tip. This is dumb. I quit.
All right. So the Fat Boy Food Tip today, Skyline Chili has partnered with an ice cream brand. I'm not sure which one. Do we know, Timmy? Which
it's
ice
Grater's.
Cream? Oh, Grater's, of course.
It's a big boy. It's a Grater's.
Two Cincinnati institutions.
Absolutely. It's their French pot style ice cream. So their tremendous ice cream recipe. And the flavor is called Skyline Spice. Now, it's got a bunch of pictures of the oyster crackers on it. I think that's a good move. I think they wanted to not have any like chili on the image of the ice cream because it's the flavors, right? Skyline Spice with oyster crackers. So it almost smells like it's got just a nice holiday cinnamon type of blend of the ice cream. You like it, don't you?
Okay.
You like it.
I just took a bite.
I think it's going to be fantastic.
Here's what I think may actually
People are going to hate on this.
No, take a bite, Timmy. I want to get your honest thoughts before I say anything. But I enjoy this. I'm going to say initially that I enjoy it and it's good.
Yeah, I like it.
Okay.
I really like it. It doesn't taste anything like what a Skyline Coney would taste like.
You know what, though? I'm going to say that's not entirely true. The back end of it, I do get a lot. It's very cinnamony, to your point. It has a lot of cinnamon in it.
Lots of cinnamon.
Which I like.
God, I'm getting something here that I can't quite
Did you get a chewy bit in there?
I did. I got an oyster cracker.
That's what it is. I didn't know they put oyster crackers in this when I was biting into it. There are oyster crackers in this ice cream along with the chewy bit. That's good. You know what? I was apprehensive about trying this, but
people are really going to hate on this. Because people are going to say, oh, my God, chili and ice cream? That's disgusting.
Ted's eating it. He's mulling it over. I'm curious, Ted, what you think.
You don't think, Ted?
No. It is very cinnamony, I guess. But so if you like cinnamon, you'll love this. It's pretty good. Yeah.
Okay.
I like
That's
it.
fine.
There is a...
I'm telling you,
there's a flavor of something like a candy bar or another ice cream flavor that I've had that resembles this, and I cannot put my finger on it. But yes, we keep saying the spice cinnamon. It definitely has heavy hints of that.
You know what, though? I would say if you've had Skyline Chili, when you get to the end of a Skyline Chili like Coney, and you get that after effect of the chili that lingers in your mouth, that is a lot of cinnamon that you're getting. And that's what I'll say with this ice cream. It's just at the very end of eating it, you get a little bit of that.
That's fair. Yeah.
Obviously, that flavor of the chili usually is mixed with like a hot dog and mustard and onions and other very strong flavors. But if you've just had the chili by itself, that little subtle nuance of cinnamon is what I'm saying. I get why they're branding it with Skyline, but obviously they weren't going to make it like frozen chili and just say, here you go. Good luck with all that.
I mean, I think all you can really say too is trust us. Like, give it a try.
Yeah.
Like, give it a whirl. Certainly.
If you like cinnamon.
If you are a Skyline fan,
I don't think you'll hate this at all.
Just give it a try. Do not be like freaked out by, I like chili into an ice cream. Like, that's not something that I would like to mix together. No, it's not like there's chili mixed into this ice cream. It's just a little bit of the spice blend.
Yeah,
so
and you can just buy
like it.
You can just buy you a pint, try it out.
Yeah, it's a small one.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Now, another little collab that I like here. Collab? I don't know why I said it that way.
Collab, yeah.
Dolly Parton. Huge fan. Love Dolly Parton. She's great.
Yeah, Dolly is fantastic. She does a lot of good work for her employees.
She does.
Free college education if you work at the park.
Yeah, she's awesome. Well, she has partnered with Duncan Hines, and they have had out for a while like a banana nut flavored pancake mix that you could buy, right? Well, she's expanding this empire, I guess.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Dolly and Duncan Hines. Now what they're selling is the new original syrup, which will be in the shape of a guitar. The bottle is the shape of a guitar.
Nice.
Got her face on. It's just original, like a sweet syrup. Sells for $4.29, they say. But this will go with all the other things that they're offering. She's also extending her successful baking line to chocolate chip and sugar cookie mixes, vanilla and strawberry cake mixes, and creamy vanilla and strawberry frostings. So if you want to bake like fully Dolly Parton themed things, I guess, Now you can buy stuff like that with her face on it. They already had some, like I said, some pancake mixes and stuff like that.
Yeah. She's got a sweet cornbread mix as well.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah,
That's great.
She's got a sweet cornbread mix. She's got the brownie mix. You mentioned the cakes.
She has
decadent chocolate pie mix as well. I think is a straight up pie. Yeah.
What I like is she's got bakingwithdolly.com. They have all this stuff for sale, but also they have a bunch of recipes. So you can get all kinds of stuff apparently that are branded with her. They even have, I didn't know they had this, frozen pies.
Yeah, I just was looking at that too.
How about chocolate pie? That's
$10 for the decadent chocolate pie. That's pretty good, isn't it?
Yeah, I would say so.
21-ounce frozen pie that you thaw out.
Yeah, I think
that alone would be worth a shot. That'd be something to try for a Fat Boy food tip.
I'm all in.
Next time.
If you told me today, getting up, if you said you're going to have Skyline ice cream, and then there's a chance that you would have to eat only Dolly Parton related products for the next 24 hours, I would say, yeah, I could do both those things now. I wouldn't have said that when I woke up this morning. That wouldn't have sounded great. But now I think actually looking all this over, I think that's right. Dolly Parton has mac and cheese, like a big Stouffer's frozen mac and cheese type of thing that you can go heat up.
God,
you could have that for your meal.
What a
and
nice,
then all this other stuff to eat.
What a nice
pancakes
thing to
for
do.
breakfast.
Have you ever just done a meal where it's only things that go in the oven? But I'm not talking about just like a lasagna. Like you could do like a side-by-side baked thing with like a baked mac and cheese like you're talking about. Just like load up the oven.
Yeah.
Not allowed to use the stove, not allowed to use the microwave.
I like that. That's
just things like that.
I don't know that I've ever done that, but I like that idea. That'd be excellent. You could do some chicken you could put in there if you want to, and then do like a mac and cheese as well. So
for sure.
You have a protein and a side.
We did.
That's great, Timmy.
I don't know like what your little hierarchy is of your go-to family meals at home, but we did our enchiladas for the first time in a while. I don't know why it's been so long that we did those. Enchi night is great. It's one of my favorites.
Enchi night?
Mm-hmm. So we did. It's the easiest thing too.
Why do you call it that?
Because I had to, and so you would say something about it. Because the nicknames for everything.
What you do, I don't approve. It's not my favorite.
The thing with the enchilada dish is you are like, if it was a good stock, like good value on that stock, with what it costs to get the ingredients, and then how you're only using one dish in the end. Once you do the ground beef, you clean the skillet, you're done. You just throw it into like one of your Corningware baked dishes, and then you throw it into the oven. It's just block cheddar cheese, the tortillas, and then your favorite cans of red enchilada sauce. That's all that it is. And I get the spicy, Old El Paso spicy enchilada sauce, and spoon that on at the end. We killed the entire batch of these on Wednesday night. Oh, my God, so good.
Enchi night. I'll never unhear it.
That's what it is.
That's great. What's the latest on Jim Knowles sticking around with the Buckeyes? Well, we'll tell you next. It's Man and Bone on the Fan.
Fan Traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
We've got a 5-minute delay due to an accident that's blocking 2 right lanes on southbound 71 on the north side at 5th Avenue. It will be stop and go from North Broadway. And things are slow on westbound 670 from Grandview Avenue to I-70. This report is sponsored by AEP Ohio. You can make your AEP Ohio electric bill more predictable with AMP, average monthly payments. You'll know about what you'll pay every month. Sign up today at aepohio.com/AMP. That's aepohio.com/AMP. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Let's get it started.
Lindsay Honda starts this year off by giving you cash for your clunker. Up to $2,500 or $3,500 minimum for any trade. It's Lindsay Honda's Cash for Clunkers. 2025 CRVs and Ridgelines, both $299 a month. That's $299 a month or clunker cash going on now.
The lot is full and the deals are on.
See lindsayhonda.com for program details.
It may be winter outside, but inside the Ohio Expo Center, it's golf season. The Columbus Golf Show is back for 3 days only. This weekend, save up to 70% on golf equipment, accessories, and apparel, even vacation packages. Test the newest clubs, compete in skills competitions for great prizes, and get a free lesson from a PGA pro. Come tee it up indoors this weekend at the Ohio Expo Center, January 24th, 25th, and 26th. For tickets, go to columbusgolfshow.com.
Need inspiration? Shop Kroger for thousands of appetizing ingredients that inspire countless mouth-watering meals with savings beyond low prices. Like digital coupons worth over $600 each week and up to $1 off per gallon at the pump. So you can get big flavors and big savings. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Fuel restrictions apply.
Check out this fresh deal. USDA Choice Boneless Chuck Roasts or Stew Meat in the value pack are $6.99 a pound with your card and digital coupon. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Common Man and T-Bone is sponsored by the Hinderer Motor Company. We love what moves you. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Listen to this show or go to hell. This is Man and Bone.
Timmy Hall is in today. Common Man and T-Bone, as you know, we do a little podcast. You can find that podcast wherever you get podcasts. Just search up Common Man and T-Bone. You'll find it right there. It all comes to you free of charge, every episode, every day, unless the days occasionally where the website doesn't work. But then we fix it and it gets up there. Anyway, that's not their fault. It's all brought to you by our friends at Care Heating and Cooling. They do a great job. Sometimes we don't, but they do. So they're awesome. We have Tool of the Week coming up. You can tweet us at Man and Bone 971, 5 o'clock hour. We will do those tweets. We have fabulous prizes to give away. Jim Knowles, Ohio State defensive coordinator.
We'll see. Little thing.
As some have called him, our vegan grandpa, because he is grandfatherly. He is vegan. Let him live.
When he's just got such a nice voice.
You do a good Jim Knowles.
I mean, really the only reason that I would leave is to just get a chance somewhere else. Reaching the mountaintop here. We accomplished what I wanted to do. Now we're going to try to do it somewhere else. It could be Oklahoma. It could be Penn State. We don't really know right now.
I'm going to play a little Jim Knowles.
Jim's the best.
Here's him.
We need him on a 1-900 number. He can't leave. We're not letting you go, Jim.
Now, are we talking 1-900 like the wrestling?
Yeah.
Like dirt sheets
exactly.
where you can get some info where
just
you can help
like
you out?
That.
Or like the other 1-900?
Sure. Too hot.
Thank you, Tim. Here is a little Jim Knowles just for comparison in case you've forgotten.
That's exactly what we aim to do.
So that's
pretty good. It's pretty close, right?
Again, do yours again.
I mean, we're just gonna evaluate every situation as it comes up, and we'll see where we're at.
Great kid, excellent athletic ability. We're getting a lot of, I guess, veteran knowledge and production.
There you go. Very similar. Very
He
good.
could have been talking about anybody.
He was talking about
Edric Houston.
Yeah, he was talking about C.J. Hicks.
CJ. All right, they're very good.
So here's the latest on Jim Knowles, whether he's sticking around or not. And the answer is who the hell knows. Notre Dame, apparently, this according to Mike Berardino, who is a Notre Dame beat writer. He said Notre Dame has shown interest, per a report, in Ohio State's defensive coordinator, Jim Knowles. Report also states Knowles is due $4.4 million in base pay through 2026 and a 30% buyout, $1.32 million. Also, Oklahoma and Penn State could be willing to pay him $3+ million per year. Wooing JK, Jim Knowles, is serious business.
My goodness.
So, right, I mean, again,
3.2. You know what though? If that's, it makes sense, doesn't it? Like, look what this guy did over a 3-year period to bring Ohio State's defense right back where it needed to be so that they could do the one thing that they're looking to do, win a national championship.
Yeah. I feel like you couldn't put the price high enough. When it comes to two guys associated with Ohio State right now, obviously Ryan Day is going to get a new contract, and that will probably be the largest contract in college football or top 3. I mean, whatever.
I'm curious who your second guy is besides Jim Knowles.
Oh, it's Jeremiah Smith. Like, yeah. I'm saying, like, the amount of money the boosters have to come up with, or, again, that's different money, right? Because the university pays some of that. Then obviously you have what is going through NIL, but it is those two guys for me this offseason.
No, if we're talking about anyone like players, coaches included, Jeremiah Smith is at the top of the list.
Yeah.
He's at the very, very top.
And obviously from a coaching staff, I mean, Brian Hartline is the guy who keeps getting the Jeremiah Smith, receivers. Like top 5-star guys, right? So obviously you don't want to lose him either. And there's been rumblings about him, getting interviewed and stuff like that. I don't mind these guys getting interviews. They should do that. I also think all of that, I hope, is negotiating tactics to go back to Ohio State and say, we are interviewing for jobs. Please give us more money. And then that's what happens. Let's hope. But Penn State fans right now are like convinced they're getting Jim Knowles to come be their defense, not to coach their team, to come be their defensive coordinator.
Yeah, that's what's crazy about this. But Jim doesn't seem like
discussion.
It's what it is, right? He doesn't seem like he has a lot of steam to become a major head football coach at this point in time. I mean, where was he? I don't have his background in front of my face right here. I know he was the head coach, Cornell. That's right. It was Cornell from 04 to 09. And then he was an assistant coach and a coordinator at Duke before he went to Oklahoma State. So he was with David Cutcliffe, who I love, who has a lot of affiliations with the Mannings. He was Eli's coach when he was at Ole Miss. So you kind of have the offensive mind there, but Jim Knowles was the defensive side of the coin there. And he's just... Look, the first couple years, I think people were demanding more of the havoc that his Oklahoma State team had. Remember the numbers that we were talking about from his Oklahoma State defense before he came in? Just the number of TFLs, the number of turnovers, the number of sacks. And when we weren't seeing those big numbers from JTT and Jack Sawyer early on, we started to question that a little bit. But the bottom line is the two numbers that matter the most, how many points do you give up? How many yards do you give up? He's been right at the top of college football every single year with Ohio State.
Oh, that's right.
And they were really making plays when it mattered the most here down the stretch.
I can't see a scenario where Ohio State lets him get away. Not unless he just flat out says, because what has the report been with he's got a fiance supposedly who has ties to the Oklahoma area.
On the Oklahoma site, right?
Yeah, Oklahoma's
recorded a piece about how he took the job.
Which was wrong, and they took that down. But, that's one of the other aspects here is if he just decides, hey, I'd like to go coach somewhere else because I want to, not because the money's better, I just can't see that place being Penn State, no matter what the money is. That would be shocking.
Tough move. I mean, the Buckeyes play Penn State at home this coming season again.
I'm not trying to shade Penn State. I'll just be flat out honest. State College, Happy Valley, has nothing on Columbus, Ohio, as far as a city goes or a town. Then you have, on top of that, the money probably is no different. I would think Ohio State is better at that. So I can't see Penn State being that case. Same thing for, again, if you're just, I always wanted to coach at Notre Dame and that's your thing, fine. But outside of that, why would you move to South Bend compared to Columbus? No, again, no offense to these smaller college towns, but Columbus is just a better city. I would think if you've liked living here, maybe he hasn't, but I would presume he does. Seems like he's, enjoyed being here.
I would think that first year after winning a national championship, that's when you're most locked in. Unless you're ready to retire, right?
Well, right.
Unless you're ready to just go out, ride off into the sunset. You're saying, let's try. Let's go again. Let's run this back.
Are we forgetting one thing?
What?
There's been this discussion. And again, obviously, these guys seem to have squashed it because the results have spoken volumes. But for a while here, since he's been here.
Who?
Well, no. Yeah. There's been Jim Knowles and Larry Johnson, and they have both, at times, the belief has been behind the scenes. There's been a little bit of friction with Jim Knowles wants to run he wants his defense to do certain things.
Right.
Larry Johnson has resisted that.
Doesn't want the defensive linemen to rush that way. And they wants them to play in certain lanes.
Right. And they both have had to kind of work around each other to get what they want. Whatever the case was, it seemed like after the Oregon game this year, they fixed all that. Because this defense clicked into another gear that we hadn't seen. But maybe this is his, all right, I got my championship, and now I'm going to go somewhere where I have total say over the defensive staff. Maybe in a way he doesn't here. I don't know the answer on that.
But. Yeah, and look, he was making 2.2. Ohio State has upped the ante, right? So we can't really use this and point the finger to Ohio State like in the old days to say, look at what the SEC is paying their assistant coaches. Look at what they're paying the OC and the DC. They're paying them big boy money, over $1 million each, right? That was even back 10 years ago when Ohio State's coordinator salaries weren't up there yet. Now they're up over $2 million, 2.2. I would imagine now that you won the national championship, whatever kind of bonuses he stood to make, he's getting that. And then that number's going to go up. I don't think they would have planned on $1 million raise, but if conversations have to be had to meet you somewhere, Jim, what can we do?
Right.
What do we do? How do we make this work? Because you going to Penn State is something we just can't have.
Absolutely.
Can't have you go in conference to another spot to do the same job.
By the way, you were talking earlier about the oven meal, where you just put all the stuff in the oven. Everything is cooked in the oven.
Or basically like every casserole ever.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, Jordan said, my New Year's Eve go-to is the oven/air fryer appetizer bonanza. He said this year we did mozz sticks, spinach pies, chicken fries, taquitos, and more.
So we added in the air fryer. We added in one other mechanism
but it's all technically in an oven-like setting where it's an enclosed.
Yeah.
I like that. I think that's a good idea.
And obviously I was talking like
solid meal too.
You could obviously just throw a pizza in the oven and that will be it. But the whole point was it has to be multiple things.
Yeah,
you have to have like at least 3 things.
You gotta have an appetizer and then like a side dish,
a couple
a main
sides
dish.
and a main dish, but it's oven only.
Deion Sanders broke a stupid college football rule. We'll discuss that next. It's Man and Bone on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
Traffic is moving slowly on southbound 270 on the east outer belt between Livingston Avenue and I-70. And we've got a couple-minute delay on eastbound 70 on the east side from Hamilton Road to 270. This report is sponsored by Lowe's. Shop limited-time deals during Lowe's Pro Savings Days. Get a free adjustable stand when you buy a DeWalt 12-inch miter saw. That's a $229 value. Valid 1/13 through 1/24 while supplies last. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Hey there, friends. Bo Bishop here, and the action is heating up this playoff season at ESPN Bet Sportsbook. Lock in your touchdown picks. Check out trending parlays. Increase your winnings with profit boosts. New customers can get up to $1,500 back in bonus bets if your first bet doesn't win. And unlock 30 days of ESPN Plus. Download the ESPN Bet Sportsbook app. Sign up with the promo code radio to get started today. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details.
Welcome to Nada Yada Island.
Next on Metro's Nada Yada Island podcast.
I almost fainted when the 4 new bombshells arrived. 4 free Samsung Galaxy A16 5G phones at Metro.
No way.
And finding out the 4th line is free. Oh, things got heated.
That's wild. Join Metro and get 4 free Samsung 5G phones. Only at Metro.
Plus tax. Bring 4 numbers and an ID and sign up for any Metro Flex plan. Not available currently at T-Mobile or been with Metro in the past 180 days.
You're listening to the Mount Carmel Football Injury Report, featuring the latest player injury updates from a fellowship-trained Mount Carmel sports medicine specialist physician, so you know who's in and who's out for this week's games.
Our doctor, as always, is Dr. Brian Galoni. Doc, let's talk injuries. Bill's safety Taylor Rapp has a hip pointer listed as day-to-day. Hip pointer just in general, that's the nerves, right, that causes that type of injury?
You know, T-bone, basically it's a bruised bone. If you put your hands on your hips, usually it's resting on that bone on the side there on your hips. That's where that bruise typically is. You get hit real hard there. You know, on one hand, you think, oh my gosh, it's a bruised hip. Suck it up, get out there and play. But you got to keep in mind that there's a lot of very important core muscles that insert right in that area. And so there's a lot of movement, especially the safety, that's going to be pulling on those muscles in that area. So that could be quite painful. That's why he's day-to-day.
And for the Commanders, we have got offensive lineman Sam Cosme. He's got a torn ACL. Obviously, that ends his season. We talk about injuries late in the year. This is about as late as you can have an injury like a torn ACL. Prognosis for him to make it back in time for the start of next season.
These pro football players, you know, they're just in really good shape, and they tend to recover faster than you and I. You know, if I tore my ACL today, got in pretty quickly, had it surgically repaired, got aggressive with rehab, and nothing went wrong, could I be up and performing at my peak by, say, next August, September? Maybe. Somebody of his caliber should be able to be back and playing by then.
I've always fascinated how they get back quicker, but also their jobs are more strenuous, so you would think that would be a cause for concern, but I guess not, right?
You're talking about a lineman here. You can't imagine how much pressure is on that knee. He's got to be in tip-top shape when he gets back to his job.
Well, we appreciate the info all season long, Doc. We'll do it again hopefully next year, okay?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, T-Bone. Thanks.
That was the Mount Carmel Football Injury Report with T-Bone. Mount Carmel, because of you.
The Buckeyes are national champions. And you listen to it all right here on The Fan. And next year when they do it again, it'll be here on The Fan. And the year after that, well, you know the drill. Always and forever, your home of the Buckeyes. The Fan.
Our favorite reason to choose Diamonds Direct over any other jeweler? Free service for life with no fine print. That's right. When you buy your engagement ring or any piece of jewelry at Diamonds Direct, you will never have to pay a dime in the future for sizing, cleaning, or routine maintenance. Even if she accidentally knocks out a side accent diamond, Diamonds Direct will replace it free. Now, other stores claim to offer warranties, but the catch is that they won't honor it unless you bring your ring in for regular inspections. But at Diamonds Direct, inspections are never required. There's no gotcha clause, no fine print, no looking for ways to void the warranty. Plain and simple, at Diamonds Direct, we stand behind what we sell, and we're committed to service it at no charge for life, period. It's all part of our commitment to provide you with the ultimate in value and total confidence before, during, and long after your purchase. Diamonds Direct, the jeweler you can trust with a no questions asked 100% free lifetime warranty with no strings attached. Come see us to learn more. Proud to call Buckeye City home. Diamonds Direct, your love, our passion.
All your favorite fan shows are available when you want them.
Head to 971thefan.com and hit that subscribe button.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. No college education, and it shows. You're listening to Common Man and T-Bone.
Timmy Hall is in for at least one more segment. Timmy's been filling in for Common Man today. We always love having Timmy on. Tyvis Powell will be on next hour as you get ready for the Buckeye Show, Timmy. 2 hours tonight? Is that right?
2 full hours. Gets even better for you guys here in the 5 o'clock hour.
And then after all that, you go home and all you think about is your Washington Commanders.
Yep.
Getting ready.
I think about Championship Sunday. Yeah. Celebration Sunday. It starts with the Buckeyes at noon, 11:45 a.m. on Sunday.
That's right. No. Go ahead.
And then I watch my game. So hopefully.
I was just going to say that I feel like tomorrow would be like the worst day for someone like me because all I'd be thinking about is I just got to get to Sunday. I'm so excited for Sunday. But for you, who loves the anticipation almost more than you enjoy the actual thing, tomorrow is all foreplay, no payoff. And that's your wheelhouse. You love that.
I actually like today.
Oh, today's good for you.
2 days in advance.
2 days in advance, even better.
Why get to tomorrow? Just stay here today.
Just never find out.
Never F around, never find out.
There's hope.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right. There's hope. Eternal hope.
On Sunday, there's a result.
Right.
And the result may not go the way you want.
If you never get to the event, you can never be disappointed.
Yeah. That's a good call.
That's great advice for the kids out there.
I see your point. I will say, though, at some point, you do want to find out.
At some point,
you want to find out.
I want to find out. You want to shoot your shot, right?
That's right.
Shoot it from anywhere, just like John Mobley.
So what was the Deion Sanders issue? Coach Prime, still at Colorado, hasn't to date taken any other jobs. He apparently got into a little bit of an NCAA gray area, bad spot, because he commented on his coach's show, which was live streamed, about a quarterback that they are recruiting who is committed to them. This guy is a decent quarterback. He was asked about it. He spoke about the quarterback, but the problem is that quarterback has not to date signed a letter of intent.
Yep, this happens all the time, right?
Yeah.
And you maybe have noticed it as a fan if you were not aware of that aspect of the rule. A verbal commitment, which they are big things, major things in the media, and for us as fans or people that cover the game, they just have one of these in college basketball sense. Caleb Wilson, was it? I think I'm getting the name right. Ohio State was in the mix, but I really knew that Ohio State wasn't going to get this guy. And so Kenny Smith and the whole NBA on TNT crew did the commitment live on the air.
They unveiled who he was going to go.
And they had the Tar Heel mascot. I'm sure Rhyme Time was jacked up about that. So that was a commitment. That was big time stuff. It was on national TV. But Hubert Davis can't say a flipping thing about it. He can't mention his name. He could just kind of sheepishly say, oh, recruiting's going all right now.
Right.
Recruiting's going all right. Or that's why you put a boom out there because something big happened, but you can't say anything about it.
Yeah, so the Mark Pantoni tweets that we get.
Yeah.
They never acknowledge who it was. They just say boom, and then everybody has to put together what that's talking about.
So Colorado had to self-report a violation, And what does it say? Decided to impose corrective measures as a result, including additional rules education for Deion Sanders, the head coach, and a reduction of 4 recruiting person days in the spring 2025 contact period. So there was an actual loss with this self-report of those 4 recruiting person days. I'm assuming that that's not nothing. Like, that's something for these guys to be out on the road doing their job. Just because he said Julian Juju Lewis when he's actually verbally committed. You might not agree with me, but I think this should be okay. This should actually be part of the recruiting game, because when you are a verbal commit, as we all know, that's not the end of the road. Other schools are going to go out and still try to recruit that guy. It would be a nice little benefit to the team, and nobody's putting a gun to their head and saying that they have to verbally commit to a school. So they're choosing to do that, essentially locking themselves in. When the basketball player committed on TNT, Kenny Smith put a little button up there that said, now you got to push the guarantee button. You know, like this means you can't ever flip off of your commit. And he smashed the button and like streamers flew and the Tar Heel Ram came out and was dancing with him. So like, there you go. I think you as a coach should be able to say the guy's name if he's committed. And that almost works for you because you can hype the guy up and sort of affirm that commitment and your faith to the player, player's faith to the program. I think this is sort of a nothing thing.
I often try to think of the other side of arguments just so I understand it. Like, all right, well, I don't think I think you're right, but I'm trying to see the other side here, and I really can't.
That's what I try to do.
Well, especially in the NIL era where, so let me understand. In this current era, that rule was probably written 30, 40 years ago, at least, if not longer.
Yeah.
So what we're saying is a coach cannot mention the recruit by name, but what can happen is the recruit can reach out to the NIL fund that is attached to that school.
Start negotiating.
Through the agent, right? I'm not saying they can do this all above board. I don't know what the actual NCAA rules are, but we know NILs are reaching out through their various channels to talk to people associated with recruits to let them know, hey, if he came here, there's a chance he's going to get paid pretty lucratively. So we got that going on. We've got all these intermediaries that have, before there were NILs, that were reaching out on behalf of recruits. All of this stuff can happen. You have got people on social media left and right bringing up this guy going to this school, that guy going to that school. It's getting tweeted out there a million times, getting posted on Instagram. But the coach of the team can't just say, yeah, this guy has committed and we're happy we have his commitment. Obviously, we still want him to sign, but we're glad he has committed to our team. We hope he wants to stay here and play. That, you think, is going to sully college sports, but all the other stuff that's currently going on, which, again, most of that I'm fine with because players should be able to make money. But I don't understand how that would sway a player.
Here's the theory.
Ryan Day saying Jeremiah Smith's name before signing day last year, that would have sullied college football for you, but not all the other stuff.
Here's a theory that's out there, which, again, I'm looking for more because I think I can debunk this theory. But one is that the recruiting cycle is already so nonstop that if a coach or coaches out there even mention one recruit's name, they feel that they should have to talk about all of them. And they feel like that's going to sort of create more recruiting wars by mentioning the player's name and kind of boasting that they have them, which I disagree with. I think it's nonstop either way. I honestly think it would actually make it die down more. Like if you were just able to hype them up, because the Bill Kurlicks, the Berms of the world, they're talking about him all the time.
Right.
We're talking about him on the shows regardless. Wouldn't it be nice? Not to say I don't appreciate Berm's insight or Kurlick's insight. I do. Those guys study those players. It's a very centrally focused type of job that they have, like knowing the players' families, coaches, like 7-on-7 coaches they have. But it'd be nice if you could occasionally go to the coach that's recruiting him, of why they recruited him and why this is a good fit. To hear the positional coach, to hear Brian Hartline be able to speak about Jeremiah Smith when he was a commit.
By the way, I have a couple tickets to give away, and I should have done this earlier, but I'm going to do it now. Pick a number, Timmy. What number do you want?
4 for Jeremiah.
We'll go with the fourth caller, 614-821-9710. Winner is going to get 2 3-day passes to Incarceration Fest, July 18th through the 20th at the historic Ohio State Reformatory in Mansfield. Headliners include
Oh, no.
Knocked loose.
Oh, no.
Bear tooth.
Whoa, saber-tooth tiger.
Slipknot.
No.
Lamb of God.
Whoa.
5-finger death punch, and I keep trying to tell everybody, big ass truck is going to be there too. My guys.
Big ass truck?
Yes. And Bill Murray. There's all kinds. Timmy.
Wow.
There's lots. There's lots of good bands. Anyway, for more info and to purchase tickets, you can get that at incarceration.com. But
3 days grace.
Oh, yeah. They're back with their original lead singer, I want to say.
Acid Bath.
Acid Bath, yeah.
What?
They go, buddy. They go.
Sleep Theory?
Sleep Theory is good.
Alpha Wolf?
Alpha Wolf, crazy.
Drain.
Drain is my guys. Santa Cruz hardcore right there.
Man, Until I Wake.
I don't know them.
My
but I'm sure they're fine. I don't know.
This is going to be Snot. Yes.
This is the only we brought it up because obviously we want to give you the tickets, but also, Timmy, I had to make sure that I got your reaction to some of the band names. But yeah, look on Sunday. Big ass truck right there.
There's
Bill Murray there too.
Oh no, guys. There's a name that they had to blur.
I think they're blurring it because they're not revealing it yet.
Oh,
I think it's
do you think
a band that's going to be announced later? Yeah.
System of a Down?
No.
I
think if it was System of a Down, they would have announced that.
Wake up.
You got it, Timmy. That's your band right there.
Put on a little makeup.
Timmy was telling me he has an angry playlist, and your System of a Down is on your angry playlist. Is that right?
There's just the two songs. It's the Chop Suey. Which one was I just doing? Was that the Chop Suey or the other?
That was
Chop Suey and then Toxicity.
Toxicity.
The toxicity of a city.
They're playing
they're doing a tour
stadiums.
Coming up.
They're playing football stadiums this summer.
They're going to South America, then they're coming back and doing MetLife and then Soldier Field.
And they're playing, I think, the Rogers Center in Toronto too.
The
Big
Rogers
bands.
Center. Isn't that don't they have the hotel?
I've stayed in it. Yes.
Wasn't there a story where they could see people doing it?
Probably.
From the
I'm sure you could.
The upper deck, looking into someone's hotel room.
I stayed in a hotel in the Rogers Center, and my roommate was. I woke up to the sound of barnyard noises.
Do you think they can see us, eh?
And I'm just like, oh, okay. Well, someone is giving themselves a hand, or someone else is in the
nice
room.
Round of applause.
I was asleep, and there were only two people in the room. I woke up, there was someone else, and I just stayed in my bed.
That's a road trip.
That's all I did. All right, Timmy, you're out. Thanks for the last 2 hours. I appreciate it.
You're
they were
welcome.
great. Tyvis Powell is in next, and we will also talk about the NFL wanting to have an even longer season. That's all next. It's Man and Bone on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
You're looking at a 5-minute slowdown if you need to travel on northbound 71 on the north side between East Broad Street and 11th Avenue. And we've got a 10-minute delay on southbound 315 between Kinnear Road and Town Street. This report is sponsored by Audible. And if you're stuck in traffic, why not tap into your well-being with Audible audiobooks, podcasts, and originals? Spend some time with expert insight on better health, relationships, finance, and more. Start listening free with a 30-day trial at audible.com. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Common Man and T-Bone here. Bone, did you know that the ESPN Bet Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino Columbus has over 30 TVs, 2 massive video walls? They even have recliners, a full-service bar and restaurant, a betting counter, and over 30 kiosks?
I did know that, but I also know that you can reserve a table right now at Hollywood Casino Columbus at the ESPN Bet Sportsbook and guarantee your spot and get some game day swag while you do it. Just visit hollywoodcolumbus.com/casino/sportsbook. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Everyone deserves a fast and reliable connection, one that helps better their everyday through the things they value most: friends and family, education and career. A connection that opens pathways to opportunity and builds roads to a better future. At Spectrum, we're committed to delivering just that every single day. Because with the right connection, anything is possible. That's Life Unlimited. That's Spectrum.
Hey, can we talk? It's a new year and I need to move on. We had a great run, but you're old now. So I'm trading you in at Great Lakes Kia.
And new Kias are under $5 a day.
That's less than lunch.
Lease new Kia K4, K5, and Sorrentos. All 3 under $5 a day. at Great Lakes Kia.
That's only $149 a month for 24 months.
Yes, new 25 Kia K5 LXS, K4 LXS, and Sorrento LX. Standard with third row seating. All three under $5 a day.
That Kia Sorrento is hot.
And we've got 0% financing.
But what if I'm not good enough for credit?
If you've got a job, you ride.
Under $5 a day.
Great cars, great people, Great Lakes Kia. GreatLakesKia.com. Want to take it for a test drive?
Oh, he needs to meet my parents first. To qualified buyers, visit GreatLakesKia.com for details.
At Planet Fitness, we're declaring it. This is the year of getting stronger. And future stronger you can get started now by saving $28 or more when you join today. You in? We have all the best-in-class equipment you could ever need to keep stepping it up. And you can work out your way on your time at any convenient location near you. Most open 24 hours. So let's do this. Join Planet Fitness today and save $28 or more. Just $1 down, $15 a month, cancel anytime. Deal ends January 31st. See Home Club for details.
You want to know what the VIP stands for in the Ohio Lottery's new VIP Millions game? Very impressive payouts, because this $50 scratch-off has 50 $1 million winners. Plus, with 5 bonus boxes and a chance to multiply your winnings by up to an astonishing 500 times, this game truly lives up to its VIP status. VIP Millions, your best chance ever to win $1 million in Ohio Lottery history. Lottery players are subject to Ohio laws and commission regulations. Play responsibly.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter from my friends at Affinity Whole Health. Make 2025 your year and finally feel like yourself again. Don't just set goals, allow Affinity to help you support them. The people at Affinity Whole Health, they're experts in GLP-1s for weight loss therapy, testosterone replacement therapy, and bioidentical hormone replacement therapy. So you can rock 2025 with a sustainable weight loss plan and more energy, increased muscle, and better sleep. It's all great. Get started at feelgreatcolumbus.com and turn your resolution into reality. That's feelgreatcolumbus.com.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. Sports Center.
Good afternoon, I'm Buddy Wells. It's championship weekend in the NFL. This Sunday, we have the 2 conference title games with the trip to Super Bowl 59 up for grabs. First up in Philadelphia, the Eagles host the Commanders in the NFC Championship game. Kickoff is at 3 o'clock. And then in Kansas City, the Chiefs host the Bills in the AFC title game. That one will kick off at 6:30. Off the field, we had another pair of head coaching vacancies get filled today. The Jaguars have agreed to terms with Bucs offensive coordinator Liam Cohen to take over in Jacksonville. And the Raiders, they're bringing in Pete Carroll to lead the helm in Las Vegas. Speaking of Vegas, the CFP announced today that the 2027 College Football Playoff National Championship game will be held at Allegiant Stadium in Sin City. This coming season's championship game will be held at Hard Rock Stadium down in Miami. And in the NBA tonight, the Cavaliers are on the road to face the Philadelphia 76ers. Tip-off is at 7 o'clock. Breaking sports news. What happens on The Fan? Ohio sports destination.
Let's see. High school, Buckeyes, Browns, kids in the retention pond. It must be Football Friday.
Sponsored by Tansky Sawmill Toyota.
Football is good. The Fan. Your undisputed leader in talking about nothing. This is Man and Bone.
As Timmy Hall would say, well, isn't this just a real nice surprise? Tyvis Powell has jumped in. Timmy was in earlier today. He's popped out. He'll be back for the Buckeye show at 6. Or he won't be, and he's just leaving you here to do the whole show yourself, Tyvis.
You know what? It's at times, you know what the thing about life is, you never can fully prepare for something. You just got to be able to adapt. It's like when your wife tells you that she's pregnant, or your girlfriend tells you she's pregnant,
or both.
You're not 100%.
When they both tell you at the same time, and you're like, "Wow, that was unexpected. I wasn't planning for that." Boy, this is an interesting way to break that news for sure.
You'll really find out what you made of if you got two of them sitting at the same time. But you never really prepare for it. You know, when you have a kid, you're not necessarily prepared. You don't know if you're going to be good or not, but you just jump into the fire. You just do the best you can.
That's right.
I say all that to say if Tim ate some bad guacamole from now until the start of the Buckeye show and he had to run to the bathroom and I had to run this thing for 2 hours, I don't think I'd get kicked off the air.
That's right. You would. You do a great job. Yeah. I would listen for 2 hours.
I would just talk to Bodie the whole time.
If that happens, just open up the phone lines And then what you'll get is a bunch of people calling you who'll be very excited to talk to you.
Well, I don't. First of all,
No,
I don't
you
think
take calls.
You can't. I can't just say. You know what we gonna do? Open up the phone.
Sure, you can.
Fish will sprint down here. Say, you lost your mind?
Depends how good it is.
Well, it could go. It could go well. You know what? Everybody's in a good mood right now. So I don't know if we get any negative calls. And due to the fact, listen, I do post game for the Cleveland Browns, so trust me.
You have taken calls.
I will be fine taking the call.
I have listened to your post game here on the Fan, which is broadcast from when you guys are up in Cleveland, and
they mad at. I found out that they're mad at me because I'm not mad enough.
Yes,
because I sit there and I'm like, okay, I understand your frustration, but let me tell you what I think. I'm not gonna dog people. I'm not gonna be like, oh yeah, he's a bum. I'm not gonna say that.
Well, see, but
I'm gonna say it wasn't his day.
Oh wow! So you got to give the people what they want. I feel like in Cleveland, it's been so long. At this point, it's like, to hell with these players. I don't care. I'm just going to say what I think. That's what they want.
On a network show.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm not doing it.
Well, then you may get a call saying, guess which player we don't like now? It's you. You're out. You're gone.
Hey, listen, the thing is, I'm going to be truthful. I'm going to be honest. I feel like I can say it in a way that's not disrespectful.
Well, I have always found that about you. And I have questions for you about some of this NIL stuff that we are hearing about. We'll talk about that in a minute. First off, I got to thank you for bringing me not a 4-pack. You brought me a 6-pack of Reese's peanut butter cups.
I didn't even know that.
You got me the super king size. This is Daddy, this is
everybody need a little pick me up. It's midday, a little pick me up.
That's like a Thanksgiving meal in a little sleeve. That's great. That's awesome. I'm going to enjoy that. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Tyvis. That's great. Now, the NFL, my little tease here was that they want to go to an 18-game season. We're already at 17. Roger Goodell seems to be hinting like, that could happen sooner than later. We're very interested in it.
Yeah.
As a former NFL player, as a guy who obviously was in the NFLPA, I don't know, do you stay in the NFLPA when you retire? I don't know how that works, but either way, you're connected, right? What I'm saying is, how do you think that's going over with the players if they're just like, 18 games, here we go?
So the players absolutely do not and positively do not want to play 18 games. But I think that the way that they counter it is they're probably take a preseason game away. So, and you really be playing the same amount of games anyways. I think that if you leave to it'd be 2 preseason games left. Obviously, the people that's on the bubble or those undrafted guys that's trying to make a name for themselves loses a game. But in the preseason, a lot of people don't know, you get $1,000 a week. This is me. This was me. Now, the numbers have changed. Obviously, the money's went up. But back when I was banking, I was getting $1,000 a week in training camp. So for the preseason game, you get $1,000. When you get to the regular season and you're getting your salary, that money range anywhere from $13,000 to $17,000. So if I'm giving up $1,000 check to get a $13,000 to $17,000 check, I wouldn't be that upset about it.
Is that the same, that $1,000, if you're like, I don't know, Deshaun Watson has a $230 million guy. He's not getting $1,000 a week, is he? Or is that the same for everybody?
I don't know. I never asked that question. You know
well,
what?
I can understand. You don't ask your coworkers how much money are you making?
I'm not counting their pockets. That's why I said as an undrafted guy, this was my experience. But
so you're saying percentage-wise, you could see a 12 to 15%, like over 12 to 15 times increase. You'd rather have that check. Okay.
Absolutely.
Let's see. I didn't know it was $1,000 a week.
And if they give them an extra bye week, I think that's the biggest thing. I think if they're gonna go to 18 games, but they give them 2 bye weeks in the season, I feel like you could talk them into that.
We're gonna be in March Madness and be like, well, it's the AFC Championship game and Selection Sunday. Like we're just gonna this season. I understand.
No, they got to move stuff up,
man. Well, don't you feel like with this Ohio State run, which was great, no one's denying that.
Yep.
But like I had this realization earlier in the week that the championship game is going on, and I'm like, the next week we're 2 weeks away from the Super Bowl. Like that's almost here, and the championship. Like I feel like the NFL playoffs almost got swallowed up by my desire to watch college football at this time.
Well, I don't know about that.
No, for me, like as an Ohio State fan,
the ratings say otherwise.
I know they do. That's right. But I feel like as a college football fan, the new format has really kind of taken my attention away from the NFL personally. I wonder if the NFL will continue to just say, all right, well, we're going to make our season longer too.
Let me ask you, if Ohio State wasn't a part of it, would they have still consumed your attention?
No, probably not the same way. You're right.
Yeah.
But
and if the Browns was playing, because that's your team,
of
right?
course, yeah.
Then you'd be more concerned with them, right?
So like I said, every year for the next probably 20 years, it will be me watching Ohio State football well into January and not caring about the playoffs, because none of those two things seem like they're changing anytime soon.
Well, you never know. Listen, they said the same thing about the Commanders. They hit Jaden Daniels, bam. The Texans get C.J. Stroud, bam. So who knows? You know what the common denominator is?
What's that?
Both of those teams picked second in the draft, and both of those teams took a quarterback. So
they did.
You never know.
And it looks like that could be, that's an option.
If history's going to repeat itself,
Here we go. I hear what you're saying. Will Howard at 2. I got it.
Hey,
yes, there we go.
Listen, when you go through the draft process, if Will Howard has an unbelievable draft process, he has a great combine, and you fall in love with him, and you believe that he can come in there and run that offense for you, take him at 2.
See, this is where Tyvis is so positive, and I am the person who sits here and says, if J.J. McCarthy can go 10th, how dare they not take Will Howard? And then people yell at me for that, like, oh, J.J. did. And you go look at numbers, you look at everything, you watch him play, and you're like, tell me that Will is not going to be I'm not saying he's going first overall. I'm not saying he's a first-round pick.
It's all about
just
fit.
saying.
It's all about fit, and all it takes is one general manager to fall in love with.
That's right.
That's it. Just one.
Just ask Tim Tebow.
There you go.
/Tebow, as Timmy likes to call him. Your guy. All right. We'll take a break. We come back. Tyvis is here for the hour. Tool of the week coming up. You can tweet us your tools at ManandBone971.
I can't be nominated.
You can be.
No.
What happens if you are?
We're not going to read it.
I mean, you may not read it. I can read it. It's going to be on the sheet, and I got news for you. It's a 10-minute segment, so if I run out of tweets, you're getting thrown under the bus. I'm sorry. It's just how it goes. I'll throw myself under the bus. If they say me, I'll read me.
Well, then vote him.
I will say. All right. Someone had my sports dream. I will tell you about what they did next. It's Man and Bone on the Fan.
Fan Traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
We've got a 10-minute slowdown due to an accident on the right shoulder of southbound 315 at West Broad Street. It is slower traffic from Kinnear Road. And we've got a couple minutes slowdown on northbound 71 on the north side from 670 to 11th Avenue. This report is sponsored by Allstate. Some people just know you could save money on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Those people are probably saving a carload of cash right now. So what are you waiting for? Check Allstate first for a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Fan Traffic is sponsored by Prime Sports. Download the Prime Sports Ohio app today or visit primesportsbook.com and use promo code JUSTSPORTS for a welcome bonus of up to $100.
I wish I'd gotten treated for my erectile dysfunction sooner. Men, I hear this all the time from our patients. This is Jeff for Tri-State Men's Health, and if ED is a problem in your life, resolve to get it treated today and stop having it affect you and the one you love. ED is simply a medical condition, and it's fully treatable. And at Tri-State Men's Health, we have treatments that are effective in well over 90% of cases, which means if you're like most guys, your ED will be a thing of the past. In fact, you could be having great sex within a day or two of your first appointment, and you'll likely find you're performing like you haven't in a long time. It's the new year. Resolve to get your ED treated and change your life. Call us at Tri-State Men's Health. Your initial visit is only $99. It includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 800-900-9654 or go to TriStateMen'sHealth.com. That's TriStateMen'sHealth.com. Tri-State Men's Health, a Promenic restorative health practice.
For a limited time at Speedway, get 2 big pizza slices and your favorite Coca-Cola 20-ounce for only $5 with Speedy Rewards. Choose from Classic 3-Cheese, Pepperoni, or Extreme Meat Pizza. Save big with a $5 meal deal with Speedy Rewards. Only at Speedway. Valid through 3/4/25. See app for full terms.
Championship weekend in the NFL is here, and you know we love throwing watch parties at the ESPN Bet Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino Columbus. Let's parlay incredible food, huge screens, prizes, and football together for the ultimate bet this weekend, and you know it'll be a winner. Join me, Scotty Vegas, and Dave Biddle from On the Money for a watch party at Hollywood Casino starting at 3 on Sunday. Must be 21 or older to enter. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Parlay it, baby.
Giant Eagle is making it easy to surround yourself with savings on hundreds of items every time you shop. With new low prices, deals for days, weekly sales, and My Perks at your neighborhood Giant Eagle. Visit gianteagle.com for details.
Hey, can we talk? It's a new year and I need to move on. We had a great run, but you're old now. So I'm trading you in at Great Lakes Kia.
And new Kias are under $5 a day.
That's less than lunch.
Lease new Kia K4, K5, and Sorrentos. All three under $5 a day. At Great Lakes Kia.
That's only $149 a month for 24 months.
Yes, new 25 Kia K5 LXS, K4 LXS, and Sorrento LX. Standard with third row seating. All three under $5 a day.
That Kia Sorrento is hot.
And we've got 0% financing.
But what if I'm not good enough for credit?
If you've got a job, you ride.
Under $5 a day.
Great cars, great people, Great Lakes Kia. GreatLakesKia.com. Want to take it for a test drive?
Oh, he needs to meet my parents first. To qualified buyers, visit GreatLakesKia.com for details.
We have a lot of football happening. I'm here to help. Set your radio preset to the Fan. Very good. Now set the second one to ESPN Columbus. It's the HD2 button. Lastly, go to the Fan's HD3 and save the Fan 3. Crisis averted. You're welcome.
Ready to hit the road in a new car? With Pathways, enjoy up to 90 days with no payments and low auto loan rates. Learn more at pathwayscu.com. Pathways Financial Credit Union, your true financial partner. Federally insured by NCUA.
Congratulations, Ohio State, national champions! Get to Dick's for a huge selection of officially licensed Ohio State gear, including hats, t-shirts, hoodies, and more for men, women, and kids. New championship merchandise is arriving daily. Shop in-store or online at Dicks.com with free shipping on championship product. We have everything you need to show off your team pride. Every season starts at Dick's.
Come cheer on the Ohio State Buckeyes men's basketball team as they take on the Iowa Hawkeyes on January 27th at the Shot. Don't miss out on themed games, unforgettable fan experiences, and the ultimate Buckeye traditions. Buy your tickets now at ohiostatebuckeyes.com. Hair Volume is the best-selling hair tablet in the world and one of many award-winning natural hair products from New Nordic.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Hey there, Central Ohio. I'm 10 Weather Impact meteorologist Michael Behrens. Temperatures cold again as we head through tonight, falling into the low teens, even some single digits outside the city. We'll see more cloud cover this weekend. Temperatures in the mid-30s for Saturday, partly to mostly cloudy skies on Sunday, into the low to mid-30s again. More warming temperatures and clear weather as we head through next week. Look for a run at the 40s by the midweek. That's your latest 10 Weather Impact forecast. I'm meteorologist Michael Behrens on 97.1 The Fan.
ESPN Bet is the official sports book of Common Man and T-Bone. On your phone or in person at Hollywood Casino Columbus. The Fan.
Back when I was banging, this show slapped. Whatever the hell that means. You're listening to Common Man and T-Bone.
Timmy Hall is out. Tyvis Powell is in.
And the hat is off.
And no hat today. You had the hat on.
Yeah.
What happened?
Well, you know, this is the thing. I'm going through my midlife crisis, you know, because
you're 30.
That's midlife crisis.
It better not be. Were you checking out at 60? You're not even going to get the AARP, all that? You're not going to get Social Security? What are we talking about?
Hey, you never know. Hey,
I've got you at least to like 90, 95, hoping that you're going to make it. Like, you're going to get way up there.
I got to get back on my liquid diet and stuff like that. Then I probably will get there, you know. Okay. But right now I'm eating Albanese, which, by the way, it's a really good.
He's eating his gummy bears.
The red bag of the Albanese might be the best ones. I just want to put that out. Yeah, this is phenomenal. I'm about to tear the whole bag up.
I distracted you, but what's your midlife crisis?
So I've been sitting there, right? And last week I did the news. This week and last week I did the news.
You've been on 10 TV, yeah.
So one of the days that I was on, I forgot to put my topics in. because, my hair is thinning in certain spots.
Okay.
So I've had to put my top in. It look good right now because I got the stuff in. All right. It look good.
Just so I know, is that a thing I can put?
Yeah,
Topics. I didn't know.
Is like
is it the powder stuff?
No. And it's like hair fibers. Like hair
it's the hair in a can?
Yeah.
You're using the hair in a can?
Don't it look good?
It does look great. I didn't know you were doing that.
So anyways.
I gotta find out about this.
So anyways, because
I'm gonna need, do they have hair in a bucket? I need more than a can. I need like the whole. You got an oil drum?
There's a lot of tutorials on there where like bald men take it and like you got to spray like the stuff to hold it.
Oh.
And then you dump the stuff on there and it just like it's on there. Like it's stuck on there. But anyway.
I have so many. Go ahead. Yes.
Yeah. I'll don't worry. We'll talk about that.
Good.
But anyways. Because I ain't ashamed to tell y'all.
I like it.
I was on the news and I forgot to put it in. So I'm looking at the news, like I'm watching it because my wife recorded it and sent it to me. So I'm watching it back and I'm looking right at my hair like, wow, my hair really thinned out like that. Like it's noticeable. It ain't terrible, but like I can notice it.
Sure.
So the problem was after I got done, I ran into Ryan Baker, the touchdown maker, and he goes, yep, it's about time for you to go ahead and come on home. And then I ran into Fish, and Fish said the same thing.
You ran into all the bald guys at the station. All the guys who are shaving their head.
It's time. Just go ahead and do it. So the funny thing is I've been flirting with this idea of going bald for about, since last year.
Yeah.
And every time I sit down, I went to two barbers. Those two barbers both said, no, you better not do that. Don't do it. You got like 2 years. Don't do it. Don't do it now.
You can't go to the barbers to ask.
No, because it's like they could literally just say, like a barber would be honest with you, like, yeah, it's time. But they like, no, everybody, no, you got like 2-3 years.
That's like me going to McDonald's and saying, I think I'm going to cut back. I'm going to lose some weight. They're like, no, what, are you kidding me?
No, they would tell you.
2 for $3 on the cheeseburgers. Let's go. Come back tomorrow.
So that's what happened today as I was getting, because I had my mind made up. I was either going to cut it real low or I was going to cut it bald. That was my two things.
Wow.
And I sat there and I said it and they was like, no. Nope, I'm not doing that. So they gave me my regular haircut, which is a bald fade.
Just listen, on this show, there are two schools of thought about hair loss, right? There's me, who I just say, it is what it is. This is the patina of life that I have. Like, an old rusty car, right? It's like, it may be rusty, but that car has seen some stuff.
I'm scared. I don't know what I'm going to look like.
The other side is Common Man, who has been using Propecia for like 20 years. And let me tell you, Teddy, you remember this day because we had to tell him to put his pants back on. When Propecia went generic and you could get it for like $10 as opposed to like $100, this man like threw a parade. It was like his happiest day of his life. So what I'm saying is you can either embrace it and just acknowledge that the wrinkles of time are going to show, and those are earned.
Well, see, that's the thing.
Or you can go the route where you're constantly covering it up.
Quite honestly, it doesn't really matter if I have hair or don't, because
of course not.
99.8% of the times I have a hat on. It's that 0.2% when I'm on the Big Ten or I'm doing hit sections on the news where I can't wear a hat, where they'll be like, wow, he actually don't have hair. Wow, I didn't know he even went bald.
Yeah. See, this is the problem, because when you develop a hat-centered lifestyle, you are feeling great about it until the moments where the hat comes off. And it's kind of like seeing a long-lost friend.
That's how everybody looks at me.
You haven't seen someone for 6 months, and you meet them again. You're like, oh, hey, you put on some weight, or you lost some weight, or you whatever. Like, you don't see it as often, so you don't notice. You notice the changes when you take the hat off.
Yeah.
So when
you see Tim walk right in, no hat today, huh? It's
no hat. It went right there.
Yeah. The people that got to ask me, am I okay?
Don't do that. Don't do that. When you see, look, let Tyvis wear his hair how he wants to. Let him wear his hat how he wants to. When you said you didn't put your topics in, I literally thought you meant like you had topics for the teleprompter that you were like.
No.
It's like I didn't even. That's how out of this I am. I'm so topics. I don't get the ads. I'm not. No one's asking. I'm not even trying.
You could like feel your beard in all that stuff. Oh man,
you gotta get that Do they give you just like a whole beard for Timmy? Because he needs more than he's patchy. It's not even patchy. Is the wrong word.
He's not patchy. He
doesn't have it. Yeah. It's like he gets corners. He gets the little whiskers.
He would
on
have
his
to get that glue stuff and just like spray it down there and then throw the topics on there and let it stick.
That's right. I like this. This is good. I'm learning so much today. This has been very informational 23 minutes for me so far. This is something that I've never been witness to this. I hope I never see it. But a guy in California, high school basketball player, scored 102 points in a game. This is one of those types of games where the score line was 119-25 in favor of Mesrobian High School. They played Waverly High in Pasadena. Which honestly,
what was the score?
Waverly High in Pasadena, 119-25. They beat this Mesrobian High School. Beat them.
They ruthless.
So they have senior guards Nick and Dylan Kachakian, I guess.
Okay.
Nick Kachakian scored 102 points on 48 of 60 shooting.
That's actually pretty good.
Oh, it's incredible. It's incredible. Like. The percentages are, I mean, he's shooting like
60. He only missed 12 shots.
Yeah, off 60. That's right. I mean, he's incredible.
He must have been. He must have just was getting to the cup.
I have to think, right?
Big man must have been like 5'10".
That has to be it. So he only played 22 minutes in this game. I think they run 8-minute quarters in high school, if I'm not mistaken. So they said he played the whole first half and then like 6 minutes of this third quarter, and they took him out, and he had 102 points. So his brother is the one, Dylan, who had passed him the ball the most because he had 35 assists. 35 assists, 15 rebounds, and 13 steals this guy had. His brother did. So his brother had a triple-double without any points. Like, didn't have to score a point and had a triple-double. Dang. That is the state record, is the 35 points. So is the 102. The 35 assists, the 102 points. So this leads me to the question, because I was thinking that is the best high school basketball game I'm sure those guys have ever had.
Mm-hmm.
What is the best high school sport, like game you had in high school sports that you can recall of your time?
Well, I was I did 4 sports. I did football, basketball, baseball, and then I ran track. I gave up baseball to run track.
Okay.
Baseball, I had some inside the park home runs.
Oh.
Because I was like, whew.
Okay. Well, you said you ran track.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So I had that. That was a great feeling. Basketball, basketball, I think my career high was like 10 points.
Really?
I was a big man, though. And, see, this is the thing about being a big in high school. I had the guards that, like, was flashy, and I had to cuss them out on the court. Like, if I got my dude posted, you see that hand, go give me the ball. What are you doing? I'm not about, you think I'm just doing that to be out here?
Yeah, they're going to dribble through everybody.
It was one of them things.
Yeah,
so we ended up getting the understanding. I ain't asking for much. You see that hand go up, give me the ball. I got the coldest fadeaway that you've ever seen in your life. But I've had
you're lanky. Like, you've got, like, the arms are long, the legs are long, like, for your height.
I would hit him with the turn around.
Little dream shake on him. Is that what you give him? A little Hakeem? Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
Anyways, I think my best performance, I had a double-double because I was really good at getting rebounds. Like, I was a big-time hustle player. And like I said, I had the little fadeaway shot. So I probably had a double-double in basketball.
That's great.
Football-wise,
you don't remember, like, a great game you had in football?
Football.
That's your sport.
Great game. Well, see, this is the thing. We weren't really good. Like, that was the problem. Like, my high school.
Did you have, like, a pick you took back? Like,
no,
you never ran a touchdown back?
So let me tell you, this is how it went. So in practice, I was Mr. Pick Six in practice.
Okay.
Like, I would get pick sixes all the time. But the problem is, when I got them in practice, nobody on my team on the defense would block. It would just be me just doing stuff and then taking it to the house. So when I get it in the game, my mind is get out everybody, just move out the way. I'm avoiding everybody because that's what I'm used to doing. Well, they blocked for me, and I was shocked. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know. It kind of threw me off. So
I'm expecting to run around you.
So I quick story. Look, I got a couple of minutes. I got 1 minute, 40 seconds. I'm going to tell it real quick. Connor Cook. I went against Connor Cook in high school. He went to Walsh Judgewood. I went to Bedford. I picked Connor Cook off, and I'm running up the sideline. and everybody jumps in the way. And it's so funny because once I pick it, if you see the tape, all my coaches on the sideline like touchdown because they know I'm Mr. Pick Six. Yeah, I got like 10 yards, and everybody just dove on me. It was terrible.
So basically in high school football, you had great achievements elsewhere.
Yeah.
High school football, not so much.
Nope.
And that's the one where
I
you
had
had
a
the
bunch
most
of tackles.
success. That's the one that made you money.
I had some games where I ran some crazy fades and just ran past everybody and scored. But like a complete game where I was like dominant on offense and defense, it never happened, man. Never happened.
It's too bad.
It is.
My only good game in high school, I scored 15 points at our homecoming game, which went to triple overtime in basketball. And then we lost to our arch rivals, Delaware Christian. And in the locker room, I mean, it was one of these, like, the seniors are crying. I was a junior. Everybody's, like, losing their mind, sad. Coach just came in and was like, guys, it was a great game. I don't know what to say. And he just walked out. And everybody's just in tears. And I'm sitting there, like, mad because this is the best game I've ever had, and no one's going to remember it because it went to triple overtime and we lost. But I had 15 points, and I was like, I'm really proud of what I did. Why didn't you guys pick it up? This is embarrassing.
You know, it's funny because I actually have that same feeling. Like, if I play a game and I play my hardest and did what I was supposed to do, I'm not about to cry. Like,
it's the worst. No, it's like,
it's on y'all,
I played
not
good.
me.
I mean, I had to act sad. I pretended well. But, I mean, inside, I'm like, I'm going to watch this tape when I get home. Can't wait to see what I did. All right, Tool of the Week is next. Winner's going to get a $50 gift card to the Walrus. The Walrus, your downtown home for sports with 24 mega TVs. Tool of the Week next. Man and Bone on the Fan.
Fan Traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
Watch out for an accident that's blocking the right lane on westbound 270 on the North Outer Belt. Between 71 and US 23, emergency crews are on scene. And we've got some slower traffic on westbound 70 downtown between the 71 East and West split. This report is sponsored by Indeed.com. Need to hire? You need Indeed. Their end-to-end solution helps you attract, interview, and hire candidates all year round. Schedule and conduct virtual interviews right from your Indeed dashboard. Learn more by visiting Indeed.com/credit. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Fan Traffic sponsored by BMI Federal Credit Union. Need a little extra help after the holidays? Get a holiday loan from BMI Federal Credit Union. Learn more at bmifcu.org/holiday loan.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter for my friends at Affinity Whole Health. Make 2025 your year and finally feel like yourself again. Don't just set goals, allow Affinity to help you support them. The people at Affinity Whole Health, they're experts in GLP-1s for weight loss therapy, testosterone replacement therapy, and bioidentical hormone replacement therapy. So you can rock 2025 with a sustainable weight loss plan and more energy, increased muscle, and better sleep. It's all great. Get started at feelgreatcolumbus.com and turn your resolution into reality. That's feelgreatcolumbus.com.
At Planet Fitness, we're declaring it. This is the year of getting stronger. And future stronger you can get started now by saving $28 or more when you join today. You in? We have all the best in-class equipment you could ever need to keep stepping it up. And you can work out your way on your time at any convenient location near you. Most open 24 hours. So let's do this. Join Planet Fitness today and save $28 or more. Just $1 down, $15 a month, cancel anytime. Deal ends January 31st. See Home Club for details.
Incarceration, America's rock, metal, and tattoo festival with Slipknot. Falling in Reverse, Five Finger Death Punch, plus Marilyn Manson, 3 Days Grace, Beartooth, Knocked Loose, Lamb of God, Parkway Drive, I Prevail, In This Moment, and so many more. Report to the Ohio State Reformatory on July 18th through 20th, 2025 to face your sentencing. 3 days of rock, tattoos, and the return of the Haunted Blood Prison. Passes for Incarceration are on sale now at incarceration.com.
Common Man and T-Bone is sponsored by the Hinderer Motor Company. We love what moves you. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Common Man and T-Bone present Tool of the Week.
Sponsored by Metal Supermarkets. Visit metalsupermarkets.com/Columbus for all your metal needs.
It is Tool of the Week time. Tyvis Powell is in for Common Man today. The winner of Tool of the Week is going to get a $50 gift card to the Walrus. Your downtown home for sports with 24 mega TVs. Tyvis, you ready for this?
I am ready for this.
All right, let's do it. This one comes from Bacon House, who says, my guys.
And going up for balls and exposing yourself.
Yeah, that's right. Thank you, Troy. My Tool of the Week is Peter Burns from ESPN, who's still trying to say that the SEC is better than the Big Ten Your revolution is over, Mr. Burns. Condolences. The Bums lost. The Bums will always lose. Do you hear me, Mr. Burns? That's good. I like that.
Yeah, it's done. I won't say it's done. They're definitely number 2, though. It's clear and cut that they're number 2.
I agree with Shane Gillis. Go figure. Once they stop paying the players, all of a sudden all the leagues looked a lot more equal. Wow.
Well, they about to back the brakes.
I shouldn't say stop paying the players. Now everyone can pay the players, and it's way less of a concern if you pay the players.
To me, it's about coaching and development. Everybody can pay. It doesn't matter who you get, because like I say, a lot of the times the 5 stars, if they ain't playing right away, they're gonna transfer anyway. But that 3-star that you got on your roster, that's probably not gonna hit the transfer portal, because if he plays at this university, he can actually get a lot of money and it could be great for him. You better develop that guy.
Yeah.
Get that guy ready.
That's right. Quentin says, my guys.
The male doesn't fit into the female.
Thank you, Rims. Tool of the week is B. Crawford, 24/7. I don't know who this is from 24/7, but B. Crawford. We're asking Carnell Tate right after the title game if he was transferring. How much more unethical can journalism get? Oh, hey, fair enough. Maybe wait a day to ask that question.
That's where we are. That's where
we're at.
That's where we are in the sport now. And these kids only had 5 days to make a decision or something. I
know.
That, so
it's insane.
Yeah.
Matt says, my guys.
Twitters and twatters.
Tool of the week is Herbie for saying he's just like us diehard Ohio State fans on the couch. Apparently he forgot about him trashing us during the Tennessee and Oregon games. What an idiot, all caps. Thank you, Matt. Lunatic Fringe. They're still out there.
Yeah,
that's right.
I think he realized he overreacted.
Maybe. Sean McDonough, I saw too, was like, maybe I shouldn't have trashed Indiana on the game we were watching Indiana play in.
Because they thought that the SEC was going to be dominant out there, and it just
didn't hit for him, did it?
Not at all.
Didn't work. This is pretty easy, straightforward. The Jizz of Jizz Horncamp's a blue-footed booby says, my guy. My guys. He says, tool of the week, it's got to be Nazis. Yes. And also, I can't believe we have to have that conversation in 2025. But yes, always tools of the week, the Nazis. Thank you.
Yes, I agree.
Thank you. Joseph says, my tool of the week is Coach Lou Holtz. Man has nothing to say after watching Notre Dame football go down again. Well, no. I mean, earlier this week, we had an interview with the lady who ran the golf cart into the wall with Ryan Day and Will Howard
on the show?
Yeah, we did. And we found out she was having sex with Lou Holtz. We also found out she was a shape-shifting lizard person in that interview. You can go check that out. I think we've tweeted it out at some point.
Lou Holtz and Skip Bayless on the same thing?
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Jordan says my tool of the week is T-Bone, me, for being a Marysville stuck-up. Wow. You better come to Bell Fountain to eat at Huey Magoo's. All right, well, one, I like Bell Fountain.
Stuck-up?
I will go to Bell Fountain. I have no problem with Bell Fountain. But two, we have a Huey Magoo's in Marysville. Do they have one in Bell Fountain too? I don't need to go there if I've got one here.
It might be better there.
That's right. I should go to the Bell Fountain Huey Magoo's, despite there being one 2 minutes from my house, to make this guy happy.
There is a big difference. When I was in San Francisco, there was 2 places called Crustaceans.
Okay.
It was one that was downtown, and it was one in another area. The one downtown was much better.
Crustaceans serving seafood, I presume.
Yeah, you was getting crab legs.
Okay.
But I got it deshelled, though.
Oh.
It was delicious.
See, I gotta go with you next time. Let me know. Bruce says my tool of the week is your promotions department. I was told that my entry of 11025 was selected as a winner. I don't know what this is about. I provided my information, but 2 weeks later, no gift card. Pony Express could have gotten here faster. Now I'm beginning to suspect I'm a victim of an identity theft scheme.
I blame Ted.
Actually, Jen had a follow-up to that on Twitter. Yeah, she says, hey, Bruce, your gift card was sent out via USPS earlier this week. Also, winning 2 weeks ago, you're ineligible this week and next week, so take it.
Oh, well, there you go, Bruce. I guess you can't win.
Hashtag.
But he can still call you a tool. Yeah, that's allowed.
I thought it was Ted's fault.
Jen, just take it. My goodness.
I thought Ted
No, it's
forgot
not
about
Ted's
it.
fault. He's not in promotions. It's Scotty Vegas and Jen. There are promotions people.
Well, that's why Jen got on
Now
it.
you know. Cody says, my guys.
Some early onions.
Tool of the week is Sony. I know you guys aren't up on video games these days, but I know how Mike loves money being wasted. The reporting about Sony this week is they had the stupidest idea for making live service games and promptly spent more than $1 billion on it. And how many of those games were released? One that was immediately taken off store shelves for being so awful, and 8 games have been canceled. That is $1 billion right into the trash. Cody, I don't know anything about this, but I am fascinated by the fact they spent $1 billion and nothing good came of it.
One game. What was the name? I wish he'd have told us the name of the game. I wanted to go.
Well, we'll look it up.
One game. $1 billion.
That's Can't have that. Cannot have that.
They could have gave it to me. I wouldn't have blew $1 billion. I mean, I only need like one.
Let's see. This is FC Creed says, my male openers.
Flacco, my Cracko.
Tool of the week is this psychopath. You don't treat Bill's Donuts like this. #jail. All right, here's a picture. This is a visual of a donut that looks like a Pac-Man. Because the whole donut it's like a C.
Okay.
The whole donut is there except for maybe 1/8 of it has been cut out. And then a person is eating the one little piece of it. It's a donut. It's a small donut. Just don't eat any donut or eat the whole thing. Don't cut 1/8 of it out.
They're on a diet. You got to count your calories. You know,
count your
you count your calories. Listen. Cut you if that's all that's in your diet plan is 20 calories left.
Right.
You got to cut that little 1/8.
Well, I hope they have a scale, and I hope they're measuring it out to the 0.01 ounces to make sure they don't get.
I respect it.
Or just acknowledge that like the extra 150 calories is not going to make or break your diet. How about that?
It is.
It's if you eat 10 of them, then that could start a problem.
Who just eats one?
Who eats an 8? That makes less sense. That makes less sense. Just eat the one.
You know how much discipline that person got to just cut the 8?
That's why you just walk away. At least Matty Ice didn't sit there with this, I'm not going to eat any fries, and go, well, I'll just have one. No, he just didn't eat fries for a year. That's discipline. And finally, Downtown Dad says, my anger adjacenters.
Oh, man.
I thought for sure I was going to be singing going to be my singing boss. I can't read. Sorry. Tyvis, come on over.
You can't read that.
I thought for sure it was going to be my singing boss who decided after 3 hours online in a meeting to sing her way out of that meeting. But no, this morning I win Tool of the Week for leaving my phone in a car that may be getting sold today. #slow porn pad. #GTH Downtown Dad. #you suck. All right.
They selling his phone?
His car.
Oh,
but his phone is left in the car, and then, I mean,
that's not good.
That's not good at all. I mean, God forbid you just say, hey, before you buy this car, can I have the phone out of it? Like, whoever's selling it.
I mean, technically, if he got a spare key, they can sell the key. They can sell it.
Oh.
He can track his phone
and then
go get the whole car
and
back.
Then get the This is called Advice on How to Be a Criminal by Tyvis Powell. Forthcoming novel or book or I don't know what. Let's see. Do we want to pick a winner? Do you remember any that stood out there? Any of the subjects? I'll find who it was.
Let's see.
I mean, I like some people calling out the media members.
Oh, you like the Kirk Herbstreit one?
Well, we can go with
or
that
the
one.
SEC guy?
Yeah, let's go with that. Well, how about the guy who was asking Carnell Tate right after the game if he's transferring?
Yeah, that was.
Quentin
That's
had that tweet. I like that. Quentin, you win. You get a $50 gift card to the Walrus. Your downtown home for sports. Back page is next. Man and Bone on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
We've got slower traffic on westbound 670 between 71 and 3rd Street. And watch out for an accident that's on the right shoulder of southbound 315 at West Broad Street, causing slow traffic from 5th Avenue. This report is sponsored by Fresh Time Market. Try Fresh Time Market's unbeatably delicious game day lineup. Cover the spread with these must-have organic party essentials like fresh ground beef, yummy snacks, and ice-cold beverages. Visit your local Fresh Time for the win. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
championship weekend in the NFL is here, and you know we love throwing watch parties at the ESPN Bet Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino Columbus. Let's parlay incredible food, huge screens, prizes, and football together for the ultimate bet this weekend, and you know it'll be a winner. Join me, Scotty Vegas, and Dave Biddle from On the Money for a watch party at Hollywood Casino starting at 3 on Sunday. Must be 21 or older to enter. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Parlay it, baby.
I'm an old school Joe, and my philosophy is real simple and effective. It's not what you win or lose, it's what you save. And betting reduced juice at Prime Sports Ohio is the way to save money on every single bet. Download the Prime Sports Ohio app or visit our website, primesportsbook.com. Use promo code JUSTSPORTS. Get a welcome bonus up to $100 and be a member of the Prime Sports family.
Terms and conditions apply. Visit website for details. Must be 21 or older and present in Ohio. If you or anyone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
This year, we considered hiring an ad agency to help with our marketing.
They pitched impressive visuals and a script that was inspiring.
And exotic animal mascots to help grab your attention.
In the end, we just decided to tell it to you straight. Shelter Insurance has award-winning customer service at affordable rates.
Plus, our local agents are there to help you understand what coverage you need.
To find an agent near you, visit shelterinsurance.com and switch today.
If you needed one more reason to choose Diamonds Direct over any other jeweler, get this. Diamonds Direct maintains involvement in the entire diamond process and handpicks the best just for you. You see, any jeweler can claim to be a direct importer or have so-called partnerships overseas, but Diamonds Direct has special access that others simply don't have. Nobody can get closer to the source than Diamonds Direct. Indeed, Diamonds Direct is recognized in the industry as a world diamond powerhouse with unrivaled buying power and decades of inside connections that go back to their roots as actual diamond cutters. Bottom line, Diamonds Direct is without question the jeweler here that can truly offer the absolute best value. We're true talking direct importer prices on hand-selected diamonds that come straight from the source. Make no mistake, Diamonds Direct refuses to be undersold on GIA-certified diamonds. And we challenge you, let us prove it. Diamonds Direct, your source for the ultimate diamond value. Proud to call Buckeye City home. Diamonds Direct, your love, our passion.
Welcome to Nada Yada Island.
Next on Metro's Nada Yada Island podcast.
I almost fainted when the 4 new bombshells arrived. 4 free Samsung Galaxy A16 5G phones at Metro.
No way.
And finding out the 4th line is free. Oh, things got heated.
That's wild. Join Metro and get 4 free Samsung 5G phones. Only at Metro.
Plus tax. Bring 4 numbers and an ID and sign up for any Metro Flex plan. Not available currently at T-Mobile or have been with Metro in the past 180 days.
Ohio State is indeed number 1.
Celebrate the Buckeyes with the biggest championship celebration ever. Coverage starts Sunday at 11:45 live from the Shoe. Pants are optional. Every game, every season, always and forever, your home of the Buckeyes, The Fan.
At Meijer, we work hard to bring more of the good life to your life, so you can bring home more perfectly plump and flavorful produce picked for precise freshness, beautifully marbled beyond brag-worthy certified Angus beef, and more must-have money-saving M-Perks rewards. Because saving more on local favorites is good, but bringing home more of what you love in every trip, that's the good life. We do more to make life a good deal better at Meijer.
You want to know what the VIP stands for in the Ohio Lottery's new VIP Millions game? Very impressive payouts, because this $50 scratch-off has $51 million winners. Plus, with 5 bonus boxes and a chance to multiply your winnings by up to an astonishing 500 times, this game truly lives up to its VIP status. VIP Millions, your best chance ever to win $1 million in Ohio Lottery history. Lottery players are subject to Ohio laws and commission regulations. Play responsibly.
All your favorite fan shows are available when you want them.
Head to 971thefan.com and hit that subscribe button.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Final segment of the program. Timmy Hall is joining us now. They might, if you were listening at like 3:30, and you might say, well, Timmy's been here. Well, Timmy was here earlier. He left at 5 o'clock to go recover for a little bit so he could do the Buckeye show, 2 hours. Tyvis stepped in for the last hour. Tyvis Powell has been here. Gentlemen, hello.
Hey, Happy Friday.
I was literally messing with the volume for the intro for when I play the back page intro.
You were fading that down.
I was just making sure that was okay. And
Mic 3 not
didn't
up.
even turn your mic on, so sorry, buddy.
Yeah, we got to finish this week really strong, Tyvis. We got to do a great job for these final 2 hours. We won a national championship this week, so we got to send them off the right way.
I have to work tomorrow too, Tim.
Yeah, but the end of the week, like Monday through Friday,
It's Saturday.
It's tonight.
The end of the week is Saturday.
And then tomorrow starts the weekend.
No. The end of the week
I'm glad you're working tomorrow, though, because you didn't work all that hard.
Oh, wow.
This week.
Really?
Oh, you think that was bad? Tim is mad at me, T-Bone.
Why?
Because he refused to schedule me next week. I only work Monday and Friday.
Wow.
Monday, Friday, Saturday.
Yeah,
That's bad.
Why was that? What happened on the schedule next week?
You screwed up. That's
I don't
what
know.
it is. That's what it is.
Tim don't want me to work. He's
messed
sick
up.
of me. It's cool.
No, we have a basketball game next week, so we don't have a show. Typically, you'd be a big Thursday guy.
Roundtable starts next week.
Roundtables
there we
next
go.
week, too.
Oh, is that Monday or Tuesday?
That is Tuesday next week. Monday, there's a basketball game.
What's Wednesday?
And you're
DeVere's win.
You're working Monday with
Rothman and
Ice.
Yeah, Rothman and Ice.
Right? So you're working Monday, so folks can catch you 12 to 3. That'll be fun.
But Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Oh, it stinks.
That's a lot. I mean,
I gotta go home and spend time with my family.
Can you believe that? Crazy. They're probably going to get tired of seeing you.
I was talking with Fish, our boss, earlier today, and he was like, because he's still new in town, right? He's been here for a little over a year, but there's still lots of places. And he's like, do you have any other ideas, places to go? And I said, Fish, I wish I could tell you, but I have been in like a cave of children's television up in Marysville for the last couple
places.
No, I don't know anywhere now. I like
places.
I'm going to try this weekend. I'm going to be out because we're going to have some friends Saturday night. Going to check out. I think it's called Kitchen Social. Is that a spot?
Oh,
Never
that's
been.
a good spot.
Never been. So
So
we're going to go
up in the
Make sure you
Bridge
get
Street
the,
area.
What's it? The cornbread or whatever
Okay.
it is. You'll know what I'm talking about.
When
when
I'll
you
look
see
at the
it.
menu.
Yeah,
I haven't looked
it's
at
like
anything yet.
It's like the top thing to get.
I didn't know if I have to like make the food because it's Kitchen Social. I just thought you go in, you
No.
socialize, you make the food. I'm
No,
ready for
they
anything.
Actually, I tell you what, it's always a packed house.
Okay.
You probably got to make reservations a week in advance.
Not my call.
Haven't done that.
Because
So we'll see.
I go to the one by.
I'm just along for the ride on this one. I was told to show up. I'm going to show up.
Yeah, I go to the one. Well, I haven't been in probably a few months now, but the one in Polaris literally is packed all the time.
Okay.
But they move fast, though.
Okay.
I have been there one time. It was fabulous.
All right.
Yeah.
So see,
So
like,
I would
but
say
this-
you should be excited for that.
I just have no recommendations on anything because I'm just usually it's like, no, sorry, we've got 8 million kids things to do. We're watching TV.
Right,
We're
it's like
just
what-
we're at home. We're at home.
What would you tell
Someone's
a
always
friend?
sick. Every month of the year, someone is sick with something at our house. There's a little kid with a snotty nose.
Yeah.
The older one's sick. There's always someone
course,
sick.
yeah.
That time of the year.
Every time.
What would you tell like adult friends who are coming? That sounded like
I know what you meant, Timmy. I got it. Yeah. Teddy's on it.
too hot.
That's right. Tell me about it. Go ahead. I'm listening.
That really sounded like I was saying you got visitors coming in for the old GB, you
Tell
know.
me
But
Tell me about these adult friends, Tim. I'm ready. Let's go ahead. Let's discuss it. Sure.
and
Yeah.
you have visitors, friends or family coming into town.
Adult friends.
What would you tell them? It's up to you for where to go. I would assume you're like, oh, we're going to go to the zoo.
Oh, that's a fun time. You can make a lot of animal noises at the zoo.
We'll
Timmy,
go to
you're right.
Kosai. They got Kosai After Dark.
Oh, they do have Kosai After Dark for your adult friends. That's right.
Bill Nye the Science Guy. He's going to come out here, show you how it's
swinging
done.
from his sex swing. That's right.
I'm going to show you a
just
little
hanging
something.
from meat hooks above the ceiling. That's
I'm
right.
going to teach you about inertia right now.
Oh, there was inertia involved.
There was.
Her name is Jessica.
No, but seriously,
go ahead.
Where would you tell people to go?
Where would I take people to go out
Where
to
would you
eat?
tell people, not just to eat, but things to do? Like, what are your restaurant or two or three places to go in Columbus?
Well, it
If I was-
depends on what type of food they want, though.
Well,
You have to pick. They're saying I'm open to anything.
All right.
Right. It just made it tougher on you.
All right. I think
Chipotle.
Jesus.
they don't have those elsewhere. You know what? If I'm bringing someone, if someone comes to town, they're like, let's go out to eat. What's a good spot? I'm going to try to take them to a place that's like reasonably priced, has a little bit of history, and is centrally located so we could go do other things. So I would say...
Shut everything. Stop it. Just checked every box.
I'm going to say a favorite of yours, Timmy. One of the places I know you checked out when you first got to town, Thurman's. I'm going to take him down to Thurman's.
Great
and say,
pick.
Now, again, you have to be into burgers, but that's reasonably priced.
They have other things, too.
They've got history in that building, right? Go to the downtown one. And then we'll go check out the art museum. That'd be
That's
a nice, go walk around, a little culture.
Very underrated art museum.
That
there.
or the conservatory, Franklin Park Conservatory.
That too.
Another spot where you can just go look at flowers.
I've
and
never been to none of these.
You should check them out. They're great spots.
You have not done Columbus, my friend.
No, I got to be better this year. I told myself I was going to get out more.
We'll get you.
Jackets game and the crew games coming soon.
Oh, there we go. We'll get you in the Nordeca. You can come hang out with me. We'll go
What
yell
is
at
the
people.
Nordeca?
That's the north end where all the fans are, and they're just yelling,
Supporters
standing all the
club.
time. Support it. There's drums. You're standing up and
At the
jumping up and down.
crew?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I love how we teach.
I was in it when it was
so many things.
Tyvis, someday I will give you all the crew lore, all the Nordeca lore you want, my friend. You have no idea what kettle of fish you've opened. I don't know.
Tyvis, do you know about the Arena District?
Yes.
Great spot.
I am familiar
we got
with
all the stuff down there. We got a Jackets Arena.
To be honest with
Huntington
you.
Park. You ever been to Huntington Park?
Yeah.
That's right.
Kind of played.
Yeah,
there.
you played. That's right.
There.
Other than that, have you been there? Have you ever seen a Clippers game there?
I didn't go to see the Clippers. I seen the Savannah Bananas.
Oh, there you go.
You did.
You got to get to a Clippers game. That's fun. That's good time.
Do they still got Dime a Dog now?
Oh, absolutely.
Yes,
I'm going in
just
there
as
with a 20.
flesh-colored as they always were.
I'm going in there with a 20 and say, give everybody in the section one. It's
there
on
you
me.
go. It's perfect.
They're chilled, too. They're great.
All right. Timmy, what's coming up on the Buckeye Show tonight?
Tonight on the Buckeye Show, we have some clips from Ryan Day. If you missed this on Rothman and Ice, I think he spent almost 20 minutes with the guys today. So a lot of good stuff and some key details about the infamous golf cart crash that I don't know if we heard him speak on yet. So if you missed those are coming up here at about 6:20. So you don't want to miss that. Adam King is back there today. He was dying to... He said he had a hot take about something. I would rarely do that.
Oh, I know what it is.
But I want to know what it is tonight. It's Friday and we're feeling nice, so Adam will do that at 6:30. And we will play one more time our Program of Champions montage before we finish out this week.
There you go. All right, 2-hour Buckeye Show is next. Back page now. Let's do it.
The Back Page. The Back Page. With Common Man and T-Bone.
Sponsored by Care Heating and Cooling. When you need a company you can trust, call 1-800-COOLING.
All right. The only thing I have for you today is CBS. They love their crime procedural dramas, right? Where they've had all kinds of... NCIS was a big one they had. Now they have FBI. But they have FBI Los Angeles, FBI. They have different ones for different cities,
like
right?
how CSI started doing it.
Yeah. Well, now they have... Apparently there's a new spinoff in the works, which involves members of the FBI who are in this... Also working for the CIA. So the spinoff is just called FBI CIA. And at some point, I hope they have a spinoff called FBI, CIA,
DEA,
WTF, STFU, GTH, all the above. Like, who's watching this? Why? And if you are, it's fine, but maybe think about doing something else, because I don't know. It just seems like FBI, CIA, it's just going to be like people just arguing about, we don't do it that way in the CIA.
Are people watching?
And it's just going to be that for like a half an hour.
I feel like that's a lazy title.
It is.
I feel like they could have came up with something. They should. Whoever came up with that and whoever signed off on that needs some serious talking to.
See, I agree with you, Tyvis. All right, 2 hours of the Buckeye Show next. We will see you all. I will see you all back on Monday. Have a great weekend. Common Man and T-Bone on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
Traffic is moving slowly on southbound 270 on the east outer belt between Livingston Avenue and I-70. And you're also going to hit a slowdown on northbound 71 on the north side from 670 to 11th Avenue. This report is sponsored by Allstate. Some people just know you could save money on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Those people are probably saving a carload of cash right now. So what are you waiting for? Check Allstate first for a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
This is a fan action update.
This action update is sponsored by Logan Services, a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. Super Bowl odds now have the Eagles as the favorite at plus 175. The Chiefs have the second best odds at plus 210, with the Buffalo Bills right behind them at plus 260. The Commanders are 9-1 to win the Super Bowl. In the preseason, they were 150-1. For your Logan Services action update, I'm Scotty Vegas. Fan Traffic is sponsored by Prime Sports. Download the Prime Sports Ohio app today or visit primesportsbook.com and use promo code JUSTSPORTS for a welcome bonus of up to $100.
Replace your furnace with Logan AC and Heat Services. Get a free Trane furnace with the purchase of an air conditioner and 0% APR financing for 72 months. Get a free indoor air quality product when you schedule your installation by the end of the month. We offer a system for every home and every budget. And with same-day estimates and next-day installation, it's hard to stop a Trane. Schedule your free estimate now and get fast, friendly service from Logan Services.
Hey friends, Beamer here. I want to tell you about my new obsession. It's the Daisy French onion dip. One of my guilty pleasures, I'm sure you have it too, during the football season, is eating dips. Sometimes with chips, wings, veggies, whatever you want to dip in there. And now Daisy, they've come out with a Daisy French onion dip and a Daisy Ranch dip. And these are a total game changer. They're just as good as homemade dips, if not even better. They've got real herbs and spices and ingredients you'd even find in your own kitchen. I invite you to try the Daisy French onion dip. I'm a big French onion guy. That's my favorite. You can look for Daisy French onion dip at a grocery store near you.
In a divorce, it's important to have a partner you can count on. I'm Rick Julius, a partner at Cordell & Cordell, a domestic litigation and family law firm. We champion your rights as an individual and your role as a parent, taking an aggressive approach in court while leveling the legal playing field in domestic matters. That's what a champion does. That's what Cordell & Cordell can do for you. Visit us at CordellCordell.com.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Columbus area attorneys. 10 West Broad Street, Suite 1550, Columbus, Ohio, 43215. CordellCordell.com.
You're listening to the Mount Carmel Football Injury Report, featuring the latest player injury updates from a fellowship-trained Mount Carmel sports medicine specialist physician, so you know who's in and who's out for this week's games.
Our doctor, as always, is Dr. Brian Galone. Doc, let's talk injuries. Bill's safety Taylor Rapp has a hip pointer listed as day-to-day. Hip pointer just in general, that's the nerves, right, that causes that type of injury?
You know, T-bone, basically it's a bruised bone. If you put your hands on your hips, usually it's resting on that bone on the side there on your hips. That's where that bruise typically is. You get hit real hard there. You know, on one hand, you think, oh my gosh, it's a bruised hip. Suck it up, get out there and play. But you got to keep in mind that there's a lot of very important core muscles that insert right in that area. And so there's a lot of movement, especially the safety, that's going to be pulling on those muscles in that area. So that could be quite painful. That's why he's day-to-day.
And for the Commanders, we have got offensive lineman Sam Cosme. He's got a torn ACL. Obviously, that ends his season. We talk about injuries late in the year. This is about as late as you can have an injury like a torn ACL. Prognosis for him to make it back in time for the start of next season.
These pro football players, you know, they're just in really good shape, and they tend to recover faster than you and I. You know, if I tore my ACL today, got in pretty quickly, had it surgically repaired, got aggressive with rehab, and nothing went wrong, could I be up and performing at my peak by, say, next August, September? Maybe. Somebody of his caliber should be able to be back and playing by then.
I've always fascinated how they get back quicker, but also their jobs are more strenuous, so you would think that would be a cause for concern, but I guess not, right?
You're talking about a lineman here. You can't imagine how much pressure is on that knee. He's got to be in tip-top shape when he gets back to his job.
Well, we appreciate the info all season long, Doc. We'll do it again hopefully next year, okay?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, T-Bone. Thanks.
That was the Mount Carmel Football Injury Report.